But let's start here. Happy 50th birthday, 50 Eminem. Do I have to say his name? Okay. Sedano Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Yeah.
50 years old, Eminem.
Yeah.
Did they play this at Petco too?
I didn't hear this one. No. I didn't hear this one at Petco. I didn't hear. It was hard to hear when you're that close to the action, George. It's kind of hard to hear, you know?
There's a funny line in here. Oh, Christopher actually posted in the Circle of Trust. One Chris Morales, who you just heard. The Critic, Scott Kaplan. Maybe he can create that as a shirt too.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. The Critic is good.
Yeah.
I do have one that I'm working on right now. Remember, it's Chris's face while he's sucking on a big fat stogie.
Yeah.
And you guys were worried about what I was going to say after big and fat, weren't you? And then the picture is of a rat, you know? But I think I'm going to change it. I think I'm going to change it from a rat body to a troll body. How funny would that be? Like Morales' face with the cigar with the big, like, pink hair, you know, like the big, tall pink hair, and then, like, the little troll body. What do you think about that T-shirt?
I mean, it works. If you can sell it, feel free.
Thank you.
Alex the gardener has weighed in and says, "No eres ni de aquí ni de allá, Escot."
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I agree.
You're not from one side or the other.
You know, George, this past year, I was honored and flattered to have won an award this year at the Mandy's called Man of the People.
Yes?
When you're a man of the people, you're not a man of some people or those people. You are a man of the people. It's very global. See what I'm saying? Man of the people.
How convenient.
Not man of those people.
How
or man of those people. Man of the people.
Qué conveniente.
Hey, what's going on with our YouTube stream right now? Because honestly, I didn't wear this Charger Hater Club shirt to not be seen all over YouTube.
Does he want to sell it?
That distraction that you're selling on your merch store, that's just subterfuge for all the anger people have at you today.
I don't know why everybody's so angry. I don't get it.
People want to know. Crypto Ray wants to know, why have you ghosted the Circle of Trust?
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Tell us after we talk Dodgers.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So the blame game is on today. All right. And I don't know about you, but I feel like everything that could have gone wrong just went wrong. And this notion that one person or one thing or this, everybody likes to pass the blame around. And everyone likes to make it something nice and neat where it's like, Dave Roberts, he's terrible. He needs to be fired. He's done this before. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to absolve Dave of blame. I think that he mishandled the bullpen. I would agree with that.
You didn't like when he changed pitchers in the middle of an at-bat?
I mean, I would have liked to have seen Tyler Anderson get hit. And here's my reasoning for that. While I'm a huge, you know this, I'm a huge believer in analytics, okay? I love that stuff. But I do think that with baseball, unlike the other sports, okay, where you go from the marathon to the sprint, I think that those numbers perhaps need to be taken with a grain of salt. Right? Because those numbers, more times than not, are extrapolated over the long 162-game season.
Okay, I'll buy that.
And when you have a situation where you're sprinting, you don't have time to make the same exact moves and pre-plan things because you don't know what's going to happen in a playoff baseball game. Crazy stuff has happened historically, whether it's to the Dodgers or other teams. So I don't love that aspect of it. Now, again, so I can blame him a little bit, but you know what I'm really going to blame is the Dodgers going like 5 for 37 or whatever the hell it was with runners in scoring position. And that's not Dave Roberts' fault that they can't put wood on the ball.
It's not Dave Roberts' fault that Cody Bellinger all of a sudden can't hit. When I say all of a sudden, I don't mean
2
like
2 years, basically.
Yeah, I mean, this Cody Bellinger can't hit. And listen, no offense, they took out Bellinger to put in Trace Thompson, and guess what? He couldn't hit either.
143.
You know? So you look at the guys that you had to depend on. Mookie Betts. I'll ask everybody a question. Did Mookie Betts perform?
No, he did not play well.
Okay. Trey Turner. Did Trey Turner perform?
I mean, early in the series, but after that, no.
He hit 2 home runs in the series.
Yeah.
He had 2 terrible,
errors.
Costly errors.
Right.
One that didn't cost him a game. But the point is, you're expecting Trey Turner to be top-level, all-star, shortstop.
MVP candidate Trey Turner.
And not only were there 2 errors, but then there was a third one where it was sort of a lackadaisical throw to second, and somebody out-hustled him, which is kind of unusual. So, okay, you had to get production from Mookie. Did you? No. You had to get production from Trey Turner. His performance is offset.
Yeah.
Okay? Freddie Freeman.
No, he played fine.
Okay? He's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, after that, other guys that you need.
I mean, Justin Turner did not perform well.
Okay, Max
But by
Muncy?
the way, I think that when they gave him that contract last season, I was like, I don't know how that's going to age. That was my biggest. I think Justin Turner's great for this team. I think that he's been a leader in the clubhouse. But at some point, I'm like, that's not going to age well. Okay? So I didn't love that. I'm sorry. Who else were you going to say?
Well, Max Muncy.
Early in the series,
He
yes.
hit a home run.
Early in the series.
Okay, Will Smith.
Not really.
Okay. Chris Taylor, they put him in. They started him out in left field. Do anything for you?
Not really.
Okay, so here's the thing. And let me turn it into pitching also. Clayton Kershaw.
Okay. I'm glad you turned to pitching. At the trade deadline, what did I scream about the most with you?
They need a closer.
Well, they need pitching, period. Right? They did not make a move for real pitching, whether it was frontline starting, a closer. They needed to make moves for that staff.
Whose
and
fault
they did
is
not.
that?
That's Andrew Friedman's fault.
You mean the smartest guy
Yeah.
in all of pro sports,
Yeah.
Andrew Friedman?
He is.
Okay, well, guess what?
Even the smart guys can make mistakes.
Well-
Lincoln Riley. We can get to that later. I think he's one of the smartest. I think he's the best offensive coach in football. I don't think he performed all that great on Saturday. We can get to that later.
Okay, well, the bottom line is this. Okay, no matter what anybody wants to say, like it or don't like it, okay? No victory dance here, but I'll just say this. One team performed and found a way to win when they had not all season long, and the other team, which was completely favored, one of the most historic seasons in the history of Major League Baseball, one of the best teams, one of the most all-star laden rosters, did not perform. And so front office did not get starting pitching when they desperately needed it because guys did not come back healthy. Okay. Manager making moves that a lot of people will question. Players who did not get the job done. They got beat. Fair?
They did.
They just got beat by a team that got hot at the right time, that felt like they had closed the gap, their manager's words, even though they still lost that last series of the year, and they just started to believe. And when you let a team stick around and believe, all of a sudden crazy stuff happens. And the little guy, little brother, underdog that could never compete steps up and pulls off the most legendary upset in their franchise's history.
So Bill Russ in the Sedano and Kap Circle of Trust says, would an NFL coach keep his job if he kept having a great record but lost in the playoffs and never won anything with a stacked roster? Well, I mean, they did win a championship, so let's not forget that. You can argue that it was 60 games. The playoffs were exactly the playoffs, though. There was a shortened regular
Everybody
season.
played the same rules.
But they right, and they won it. Okay, so let's. I hate that we just kind of gloss over that. Nonetheless, you can't compare the NFL where the head coach has way more control over play calling in a lot of cases, or at least he can veto stuff in a lot of cases. Dave Roberts is not acting unilaterally here, okay? In baseball today, in 2022, it is an organizational feel for how they're going to run things. And now he's in on that. He's part of it, but he's not unilaterally someone that is making decisions.
But will they scapegoat him? I mean, I think that's where we're going with this, right?
I don't believe so. I don't think they should, because if they scapegoat him, then that's what I will call it, is they're scapegoating.
I mean, I could definitely see where the Dodgers as an organization feel this pressure to say, hey, look, he's been our skipper for all these years. We've won a ton of regular season games. We have not performed in the postseason. We've not succeeded by winning championships the way we expected to. You know what? It's time for a new voice in that clubhouse. Now, I wouldn't be happy
I think
about
the new
it.
voice stuff is so overrated.
Maybe so.
Stupid.
But I'm not saying that it is or it isn't.
That's like a super lazy fan thing to say. No offense.
None taken.
Not to you. I'm talking to the audience.
From their perspective, they may decide, you know what? It is time for a new leader in that clubhouse, particularly as there's going to be massive turnover on that roster.
I don't think there's going to be massive turnover, and I'll explain that on the other side. Plus, I want to get into USC and how they look. They lost the game that I thought they were going to lose the whole season, but a lot of people are saying they blew it, which, again, both things can be true. We'll get to that next. But first, I got to tell you about my friends at Underdog Fantasy. Here's the deal, man. Look, Underdog Fantasy.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams.
Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and that rat Kap on a Monday afternoon, National Mulligan Day. If Cappy only could take a mulligan on this whole thing. It's been a tough last few weeks. And let's wish this fine man a happy 60th birthday. His birthday was yesterday. He turned 60. Huge Lakers fan of 710 ESPN, the one and only Flea. Happy birthday, Flea. Sedano and Kap continues right now.
Yeah, happy birthday, Flea.
It's my Flea. I wanted to take a picture with the Red Hot Chili Peppers before a show that I saw them at, and I was trying to get backstage, I was going to work the whole thing.
Yeah.
I wore tighty whities and everything so I could take off all my clothes and just wear like some tighty whities. With Flea, it didn't happen. It will happen at some point, though. It's kind of a cool picture to have. Me and Flea in tighty whities. At least for me, it's cool. I don't know if it's so cool for him.
Are you sure that you'd be like, you said you're Flea. Are you sure you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers? People want to know.
Oh, I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Big fan.
Okay.
See, them I'm very passionate about.
Okay, I'm curious.
Why is everybody, I'm just so curious, why does everybody want me to be what I'm not? And why is it that when I explain what I am, no one wants to buy it? Why is that? I mean, I've lived in San Diego for 20 years. I worked around the Padres for 20 years, and guess what? They stunk the entire time. I've had a real love-hate relationship with the organization. This past year is an example. When Manny Machado said after the Dodgers smacked the Padres around again, Manny Machado goes, I don't have to worry about anything. I'm Manny effing Machado. And I'm like, I freaking hate this guy. And then when Fernando Tatis shows up with a broken hand because no one has the courage to say to him, hey, it's time to grow up, young man, because everybody's walking on eggshells. Oh, we have to be so nice to him because we paid him so much money. I freaking hate this guy. So now everybody's like, well, wait, you're not a fan. You're sitting there in the front row. Yes.
We
yes.
have a. We can get to why you were sitting in the front row in a second, but we have a statement that's been released.
Oh no, from who?
Yeah. Apparently, Big E, Eric Herrera, went to East LA.
Okay.
And he says the Taqueros of East LA have just released a statement. Quote: "We rescind all endorsements of El Capi. He can no longer use East Side Cap as a nickname. Thank you."
Okay. I will start to use East-sided Cap. How about that?
There you go.
How about that, Biggie?
Okay. I mean, you can work
I just
around
want to
it.
know one thing about everybody in the Circle of Trust, because it used to be a place that I enjoyed going to because it was a supportive community. But now people get kicked out for saying nothing, but I've been getting ham-slammed for the last, 2 weeks. I want to ask everybody a quick question.
Ham-slammed?
Yeah,
What is
that's
a
right.
ham-slam?
Ham-slammed, it's like being motorboated. Have you ever heard of that phrase?
No, motorboating is very
Whoa,
different in my
bro,
mind.
that's
Why?
very different.
Why? Isn't that when you beat somebody really bad in a game? Like when you beat them?
No, you mean boat raced.
No, I mean motorboat.
No.
No.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
Motorboating is not
Not
that.
that.
Wait, boat racing is a blowout in a sporting event?
You got boat raced is a blowout.
What's
Yes.
motorboating?
Oh,
Just Google it, Kat.
Just Google it.
I thought that's what it was.
No.
You of all people
Google
to
it.
not know that.
Yeah, I'm
Seriously.
kind of stunned.
I
think
thought
you're-
that's what it was.
I think you're pulling a fast one.
Yeah, and
No,
I can't tell because the shades are on.
Anyway, whatever.
You
Anyway,
know.
the point is,
Yes.
He knows.
where was I?
I don't know.
Where did everybody become like the arbiter and the judge and the jury?
Wait, but
where did
you
that
were,
happen?
But wait, when the circle of trust was all behind you and your sail was like you were the wind of your sail, you were sitting there like Hulk Hogan, the Hulkamaniac, cupping your hands to your ears to all four sides of the ring.
Well, when people were like, "Hey, Cap, I see your son kick this game-winning field goal, dude. That's so awesome." I'm like, you know what? I love the support. When I see people in the Circle of Trust say, "Hey, Sedano, great broadcast," I'm like, that's awesome. People are actually listening to a broadcast of a game they don't
But
care
that's
about.
why they're hurt.
That's support.
They're hurt.
But they
You
shouldn't be
hurt
hurt.
them.
They should not be hurt.
Well-
and honestly, they should grow the hell up.
Whoa.
Yeah, and there's about
Wow.
five. And there's about 5 or 6 of you guys.
Wow.
And you know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know.
Grow up, gentlemen. Grow up.
Are there any ladies or just?
No, these are all just dudes.
Oh,
You know what I think, Cap?
Tell me.
I think is that, you are the man of the people.
No, I
You
was the
won.
man of the people, but I won't be the man of the people
I think
this
Mason
year.
will end up winning that award.
Yes,
Well,
I won't win that this year.
You were the man of the people, and I feel like at this point now, people were like, "Oh, Cappy's my guy. I can relate to him. He's just like me." But now these things coming out lately have people kind of like they're not mad at you. I think they're just disappointed. Like, "Oh, maybe Cappy's not the guy I thought he was."
Disappointed in what? That I didn't join 710 and go Dodgers.
I don't think anyone's mad at you for being
No.
a Dodgers fan, Cap. I think they're mad because
They were
they
mad
think
'cause
you
you
hedged.
But I try to explain it to you guys 1,000 times.
Be better because you didn't try hard enough.
Let
I
me
guess.
try and explain to you guys again. And it's funny because I did see somebody in the community go, "Oh, you don't have any gear?" Yeah, 2 years ago I had that swag chain T-shirt and a hat, and I took my daughter to a baseball game. Wish I still had it. Don't know where it is. So that's funny
Now
that
that I
people always go
believe.
dig
I
that
believe
up
that.
and
Maybe
find
Rachel
that
has
stuff.
it.
No, I don't think so because she didn't like the swag chain T-shirt.
You
know?
probably lost it in the move.
Well, anyway, look. I've tried to tell you guys a million times. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me in the slightest bit that you guys are upset about this, and here's why. Because you got to understand the other side. The other side is all these Padre fans that I've been around for 20 years, and they're pissed at me too. They're pissed at me because they're like, "Dude, you're on the radio up in L.A., and you're not hyping the Padres." Or, as my girlfriend said, "You're sitting behind home plate, and you're not wearing any Padre gear." So just as much as 6 people in the Circle of Trust are mad at me because they feel like I've hedged,
Silver Lake Kaplan, you're being called now.
Silver Lake Kaplan?
Yeah, just like a hipster.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not like real East LA.
Not East LA.
Yeah, you're a hipster now.
Yeah.
Silver Lake.
So instead of like being at a taco truck, I'm at
No,
like,
you're like at an uppity
I'm at
taco
like
truck.
Javier's.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, Javier's like OC. No, Silver Lake is like you're just hipster.
Mario has a good way to explain it. He has
Okay.
a good word for you.
Oh, there you go. Mario, come in.
Which-
Mario, the
we know you love
LAFC
Mario.
and the LA Galaxy.
Mario
Let's hear what Mario
revoked those
says.
privileges from him. He cannot do that no more.
I know exactly how to describe this, what you've been doing
Tell me-
here,
tell me
Cap.
what's going
the
on,
way you
Mario.
handle this whole situation,
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, Mario's the nicest person in
coming
this
from
building.
me,
Yeah.
who I've grown to love you, Cap.
Yeah.
This has been very disheartening,
Really?
the way you've handled this.
Which part?
The part of just not being open about it.
Which part am I not open about?
The part about your love for the Padres and San Diego.
Stop,
You're
stop,
a San Diego
but
dude.
but hold on, but stop.
We get it.
I
We get
don't-
it. Just come from
No,
the
no,
beginning
bro.
and show your
No,
colors,
but
your
brother,
true colors.
But brother, I love San Diego.
Yes.
I love the fans. I feel like so bad for these people who for so many years supported the Chargers, had them ripped, and have supported the Padres forever,
Yeah.
even though they sucked. I love the fans. Make no mistake. I love the city. Make no mistake. Without San Diego, I'm not even here today. That city has been the greatest, most supportive place in the world for me. But I've tried to say it a million times, and you guys don't want to hear me. I'm not a passionate Padres fan.
Okay.
I've said it a million times. Now, hold on. Was I standing there front row? Yeah. Did I put on some gear? Yeah. Were those all my friends around me? Yeah. Have I been going to those games forever? Yes. I've never been passionate. My son is so pissed at me. How could you be like this? You're a hater. My girlfriend, go put on some gear.
But are you just even a fan?
I am right now.
Okay, then that's it.
Yeah, I am right now because you know what? I finally saw this team do something I never thought they'd be able to do.
And I think that's what Mario and the people want to know. That's it.
And I got something to say about the fans, too.
No, I'm asking. I'm just asking.
Okay.
Because you said right now.
Well, but you can't get mad at her saying bandwagon if now you're a fan right now.
Yeah, that's because you said the right now part.
Right now, they beat the Dodgers and they're moving on. I'd love to see them finish the job.
Okay.
I got something to say about the fans, too.
Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sedano. Correct me if I'm wrong about this one. They were incredible, right?
Yeah.
Petco, that place was jumping.
Yeah.
And they had a lot to do with the Padres getting that victory, I think, and knocking out the Dodgers. But when the celebration was going on, I couldn't help to think this is only like the divisional series, right?
Right.
Now, wait a second.
They acted like it won the World Series.
They got a
No,
lot.
wait a second.
Because they're cute like that.
No, wait a second.
Cute.
Did
No,
the Dodgers
they gotta win.
Act like you've been there.
But they
before.
haven't been there. But Mario, they haven't been there.
This is
I
their
know.
third NLCS.
So that's why I'm giving them the
But
pass.
dude.
Like they never have been this far. It's cool, but damn, like
They're cute.
if they
Dude.
win the World
They're cute.
Series,
Cute
what are they
little
going to do?
Padres.
Dude, wait a second. Hold on. John Ireland sat here and said that the Dodgers should not celebrate the division championship with champagne.
I disagree with that.
Now, wait a second.
Celebrate.
So, hold on. So, this is a
No,
community.
but it felt like they were having a
It
parade.
felt like a World Series
Yeah.
win.
Dude,
Yeah, yeah.
Good for
because
them.
It was, dude.
Good for
Mario,
them.
You got it. Listen, man.
I understand.
You don't.
I do understand
If you
they haven't
understood,
done it before.
No. Listen, if that was Philadelphia that they beat in the NLDS, people would be like, "Awesome, let's go home." It was the Dodgers. It was everything to that fan base, everything. So, I don't think you really truly get it. I'm sorry that you're disappointed with my disheartened.
Is he allowed to do the
Disheartened.
fake?
That's the word with a lot of
Yeah, I
emotions
I know,
and
man.
feeling.
Jeez, I feel you.
Is he allowed to do the fake Mario still?
Oh yeah. That's the best thing that
okay.
happened in my career. Him doing that's the best thing that ever happened in my career.
We're gonna have a special LAFC guest at 6:15 today.
Oh,
thanks
yeah,
to you.
can't wait, yeah.
Yes, so thank you for that.
God, I
All
can't
right.
believe how upset you guys are.
All right, well, listen, there's more to come, but let's get into USC. I want to get into USC, and the Lakers are starting a season. We've done a lot of Dodgers. We'll take some. I know people are on hold. We'll get to the calls, too, I promise. All right, we'll do all this stuff in the next couple segments. Stick around, 710 ESPN.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access, Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
It's time for What You Need to Know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Linz, what do you got?
Well, Gardo's Yankees is currently under a rain delay, even though it's not raining. But that's not what you need to know.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I just want to let all those people out there, especially all of you in the circle of trust that have been very supportive of me and my fandom. I appreciate you. Don't worry, the game's going to get going soon here. Tarp's still on the field. Anyway, what you need to know is that Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny has risen through the ranks in just a few short years, going from relative obscurity in Puerto Rico to being one of music's hottest stars today. And today, the American Music Awards announced the nominees for 2022, and Bad Bunny leads the total number of nominations ahead of major English-speaking artists like Beyonce, Drake, and Taylor Swift. Bad Bunny is up for 8 awards, including Male Latin Artist, which he won in 2021. He's also in the running for Top Artist, Music Video, and Pop Album. Fans can cast their votes on the AMA website, theamas.com, and the AMAs will air live on ABC Sunday, November 20th at 8 o'clock from the Microsoft Theater in LA. So that's what you need to know. Good job, Bad Bunny.
Thank you. Bad Bunny, 8 nominations, pretty awesome. That dude's incredible. I mean, he really... Look, there have been a lot of people... I mean, you can go back, 20 years ago, Daddy Yankee, right, was like, he kind of put reggaeton particularly, like, on the scene, or he was one of the guys. But Bad Bunny, like, his sound is so unique. And I just think...
With an underscore.
Right. And the fact is, like, Daddy Yankee was singing songs in English for the most part. It's Spanish, too, but, like, half and half, or, like, there was English in his lyrics. Bad Bunny is singing straight up Spanish the entire time and just, like, rocking the charts, which is, like, a really cool thing to see.
I haven't seen him, so I didn't see.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see. I didn't get to go to SoFi.
Yeah.
And see
But you've heard his music.
I have.
Your kids, I'm
I didn't
sure,
get to go to
bump it.
Petco and see him perform either. I mean, I knew he was in both places.
You didn't do my Hey King request.
No, I know. It wasn't formal. Remember, there's a formal request.
Is there a form?
Yeah, there's actually paperwork. There's
Really? 'Cause,
documentation.
it happened like...
Google Docs and stuff? Yeah. No?
You've done it like through Twitter, haven't you? So
No.
like, when people are like, Hey King.
You got to have Google Docs.
And then Lindsay said it through text. That's not a Google Doc.
She sent a...
I don't know. I'm just
I
saying.
sent a text the other day that said, FYI, Cap, if Padres, Guardians end up in the World Series, this is an early Hey King request for tickets to any of those games.
Okay, got it.
See? That wasn't Google Docs.
No, I'll have to get you the Google Doc. I'll have to send it. I'll have to
Appreciate
share.
it. Usually I'm the keeper of the Google Docs around here.
No, I'll have to share the...
Thank you. I need the permission.
login.
I don't think he knows how to do that.
No, I probably don't know how to do it.
I was going to say.
I probably don't have any clue how to do that.
Don't lie.
All right, that is what you need to know. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. So this USC game, I was glued to it. Okay.
Okay, good. I want you to know, I didn't see 1 second of it.
You didn't watch the highlights?
I saw the highlights. But I didn't watch the broadcast.
Yeah.
I've read the story of the game. I'm relying on you because you know where I was.
Right. Yeah, we all know.
I love how everybody thinks that because I was sitting in the front row, that makes me an equivalent fan to Mary Hart of the Dodgers.
I mean, you kind of are.
Well,
I mean, just based on, like, positioning, I would say.
You got to kind of know how to work it,
Okay.
you know?
I'm just saying, based on positioning, that's kind of what people are going to assume.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did you pay for those specific particular seats
Or
behind
did you
home
get him
plate?
freebie Hey King?
What do you think?
You got Hey King.
I think you did not, and so I feel like that is a mark towards your argument. Like that is a win for you because if you bought them, that'd be like, oh, I'm a hardcore fan. I must go to this game.
So I texted with a buddy of mine who has those seats, and I said, hey, listen, I've been getting my ass handed to me on the radio for about the last week and change.
Oh, no, you didn't.
All over these Hey King T-shirts. I'm like, do you mind if I come down and spend like a half an inning, maybe a full inning, just so I can let everybody in L.A. kind of get a load of my act? with the Hey King t-shirt. He's like, yeah, man, no problem. So in the third inning, he's like, why don't you come down? So I'm like, okay, great, I'll come down. So I go down, and his son, who's 8 years old, had a booster seat, George, like one of those like kids booster seats you use in a restaurant. And I sat on that thing.
Is that why you were so much taller than the guy next to you?
Yes, correct. Because I had about 6 extra inches on this dude.
Yeah.
And so I had the Hey King t-shirt on. I had the side hat. And then I was like, am I imposing? Because now their 8-year-old is sitting on their lap. But no one was saying, hey, man, can I get my kid his seat back? You mind? So I just decided to stay the rest of the game. And it's awesome being in the front row.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure. So, USC. All right, you didn't watch the game.
Nope.
I'm just going to give you a scenario. You love football.
Mm-hmm.
You played football in college football at the highest level, okay? And you have covered the sport of football for many, many, many years at multiple places.
All right, set me up and let me see instant analysis.
Okay. At the moment, USC is leading 42-35.
42-35, okay.
Fourth quarter, they're kicking the ball off. Utah gets the ball at their own 25 with 6 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock.
Okay. And they're down by a touchdown.
They are down by a touchdown. So time and time keeps going down, right? Utah gets first downs. They're kind of mowing them down. They're getting plays, chunk yardage here, chunk yardage there. Obviously a penalty that freaked everybody out. But nonetheless, the point is they are matriculating their way down the field. And it gets to a point that they get into USC territory with about 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Okay.
It's 3rd and 1. They're at the USC 48, right? Then they get the first down, big chunk play, okay? Cam Rising, 19-yard pass. So now all of a sudden, they're basically in the red zone. They're at the USC 24-yard line with 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go. You have 2 timeouts.
Okay, it's first down. First down.
Right. At what point, isn't it like natural to say, hey, they've been moving the ball methodically down the field. They have now taken up 3 minutes off the clock. There's only 3 left. They need a touchdown, okay? At some point, don't you start thinking maybe you need to take a timeout?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm giving it some thought. I'm trying to decide when I might want to use it. So what happens after that?
So they keep marching down the field.
Okay.
And then they get down.
Are they running the football?
Let me see. So after that, let me see.
You're going through the play-by-play right now. Yeah.
So Cam Rising, incomplete pass.
Okay.
Run for 6 yards.
Okay. So that's going to take up time because the clock is going to keep ticking,
Correct.
right? Okay.
Correct. Now we're down to 2:35.
Okay.
A pass complete to the tight end for 11 yards. And now first and goal, 2 minutes and 1 second on the clock.
Okay, first and goal, 2 minutes and 1 second on the clock. And where are they are they at the 8-yard line, the 9-yard line?
8-yard line.
Okay, 8-yard
line. At that point, you have to probably take a timeout, don't you?
Well, what do they do after that? What does Utah do?
Okay, Utah at that point, first and goal, run up the middle, no gain.
Okay, so they're
That's
willing
your time.
to use the clock. Okay,
right, but that time right there, that's the time to take the timeout.
Okay,
right?
because how much time after that play?
Well, a minute 27.
Okay.
Yeah, you lost 40 seconds almost.
Okay, what happens next? Second down.
Okay, second down, another run, 7 yards down to the 1.
Okay. And
now there's no excuse. You have to take a timeout there. Because now all of a sudden you're under a minute to go.
Okay.
And you need to give your guy time.
Assuming they're going to score a touchdown.
Right, you got to assume at that point, or at the very least, let them score.
Okay.
And give yourself a chance. But here's what happened. So Utah scores the touchdown.
On third down?
No. On fourth down.
Okay.
Okay. They stopped them 2 more times. So 51 seconds, 3rd and 1, they get stuffed for no gain.
Okay, so goal line stand. Okay.
Right. So then they call their first timeout there, right?
USC does.
Still have 2 more. Okay?
USC does?
Yes, still 2 more timeouts.
I thought they had 2 timeouts total going into this whole drive.
2 timeouts, okay?
So they used one there.
Oh, no. It was stopped. My bad. It was stopped to measure where it was.
Got it. Okay.
So now there's still 48 seconds on the clock.
And they still have 2 timeouts.
Yes. 4th and goal, they punch it in.
Okay.
And then they say, the hell with it, we're going to win right here.
You're home.
Yeah.
You're playing against the number 7 ranked team in the country.
And the quarterback takes it in and scores the 2-point conversion.
Okay, so now they've got a 1-point lead, and how much time is left on the clock?
Now there is 1-point lead. There's 48 seconds at the kickoff.
So you have 48 seconds and 2 timeouts.
Right.
Okay, so now hold on. Let's just time out for a second here. Let's use one of our 3 timeouts. So you've got 48 seconds, you're down by 1, and you've got 2 timeouts remaining.
Correct. But you got to drive the whole field. You got to drive 80 yards. Well, not necessarily. I don't know how much they trust their kicker. He's pretty good. I don't know. Look, college kickers in general, you should know. I wouldn't trust them in a game-winning situation. Anything more than 45 yards.
Okay, so what happens then? So they get the ball back, 48 seconds to go, and where do they start?
They get a penalty to start.
By the way, I'm just curious, where do they start the drive?
At their own 20.
Okay, so
they get penalized, go back to the 15-yard line.
Okay.
And then an incomplete pass, so 2nd and 15, 3rd and 15. They get a defensive pass interference in their favor.
Okay, so first down.
So they get automatic first down, and they're still but they're now at their 30-yard line. Okay.
Still 2 timeouts. How much time is left?
15 seconds.
Oy vey.
That's my point. This is why you needed more time. Okay. Then what you get because by the way, then what happened was this. On that play, it was actually intercepted, right? But the kid is running around trying to waste time.
Yep.
And he goes out of bounds. Now, 8 seconds left on the clock or whatever it is, and that's legal. They can run around.
Yeah.
You're going to get the time no matter what at that point. So, because they didn't call timeouts, they find themselves in this predicament now where there's 8 seconds left, and they incomplete. They got a complete pass, but it was like for nothing basically. So, long story short, I think Lincoln Riley blew it.
Are you telling me he left 2 timeouts on the board?
Yes.
So he never used any of these timeouts, even when they got the ball back on offense with 48 seconds to go.
Correct. Oh, actually, they used 1 timeout with 8 seconds to go.
I'm confused about one little detail at the end of the game.
So now they had 1 timeout left, but they used the first one at 8 seconds left in the game.
You said somebody threw an interception. Did USC throw an interception?
USC threw an interception. The kid was the Utah kid running around.
Yeah.
Right, but it didn't matter. So the time is winding down. But there was a penalty. They gave it a defensive holding or whatever.
So USC got the ball back.
So USC kept the ball.
Oh, gosh.
So it nullified the interception.
So when they leave the field and they go to the locker room, USC had 2 timeouts left on the board, never used.
Right. They used the first one at 8 seconds.
Okay, got it.
I didn't remember that part.
Okay, got
it. And on the play-by-play, they used... So they still left with 1 in the pocket, basically. That's a bad job of time management. In my opinion, you have what I think is arguably the best quarterback in the country. You got to give him as much time as possible because clearly the clock, you clearly believed he can move the ball even without timeouts because you didn't call it until there was 8 seconds left.
If they had 48 seconds to start the drive, and where did the drive? I'm just curious when the game was over.
Where did the drive finish?
Yeah,
at their own 40.
Wow, they got 20 yards
because they got multiple, and they had multiple penalties, false starts.
When guys are getting false starts in those positions of a game, you know what that means?
They're tight.
It means they're real tight.
Yeah. But here's the other thing. The other part of the equation is forget that Utah drive. The USC drive that they scored on to take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Run some clock, man. I understand you want to run a high-octane offense. Like, I get that, okay?
You're saying on the when they took the 42-35 lead.
Travis Dye had 11 carries. He was averaging nearly 7 yards a carry. You can't... when the game is this tight and you're going back and forth and the game had been tied from 28 on. 28-28, they tied the game, and then they're going back and forth at that point. At some point, you have to take time off the clock to give them, who doesn't have this quote-unquote high-octane offense that you have, less time for them to go down the field.
And the USC defense that you have been saying all season long is not really that good?
Was not really that good.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a complete team loss to me.
Yeah, but I think the coach has a lot to do with it. The coach is the one in charge of the timeouts. The coach is in charge, particularly on the offense, of not giving the ball to the running back, who you brought as a senior-laden type guy, fifth-year senior guy, who is good, not to mention, and you bring him in to get those tough yards to keep the clock going and churning.
Wow. I'll tell you this, George. Pretty surprised. Just like I thought the Dodgers were going to beat the Padres and it didn't happen, I was really surprised. I really did not think Utah was going to beat USC.
I've been saying it for 6 weeks.
I know, and I didn't buy into what you were selling because I've been so drunken by USC and the start and the transfer players and the money flowing around the program and the name brand recognition of coach and quarterback and so on and the way they've shot up the polls. I bought into it. I never thought they were going to lose this game. Again, remember, Utah had just lost the week earlier to UCLA.
Yeah.
So I figured USC is going to go up there and win this game.
But what I told you was UCLA's defense is for real.
You also said, and again, I didn't see this because I was at this Padres-Dodgers game, but that the crowd was nuts.
Going bonkers.
Okay, and let me just tell you something. Creating a home field advantage, I watched it on Saturday night. I know what the Dodgers said coming in. Oh, we play in front of 50,000 every night. It's no big deal. Dude, the crowd was insanity. Somebody in the television broadcast said this stadium is an insane asylum. It sounds like that's what it was at Utah as well.
It was.
That's why you go for it when you're...
And look, I've said this a million times. I'll say it one more time. I think USC is going to win at least one championship with Lincoln Riley here because he's going to get athletes here, no disrespect to Oklahoma, that he didn't get at Oklahoma. And they're going to win championships because he's a great offensive play caller. I just feel like it wasn't his best night at the end of the game the other night.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder when he goes back and watches the film and he self-scouts if he says, next time I'm in this situation where I've got 2 timeouts and the clock is running down and these guys are on a 6-minute drive that's going to either tie the game or take the lead, when do I use a timeout? Because I'll guarantee you that what he thought was, he was probably doing the math. I can still get the ball back with about a minute to go, and if I still have those 2 timeouts, I'm giving my offense the best chance to win.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
He didn't really use it until 8 seconds left. So he went home with 1, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I was stunned that was the way it played out.
Well, great description of the game.
Yeah. Not so great, just decent.
Well, it was great the way you were going through the play-by-play, and I was just firing questions at you. It was good.
Yeah. All right, coming up next. So what do the Dodgers do next? Who's here? Who's gone? All that in a moment.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Dude, it is National Wear Something Gaudy Day, like a sided hat. Also, on this day, back in 1990, the #1 hit, James Ingram, I Don't Have the Heart. Just like Cappy didn't have the heart to tell us about his Phantom.
Because I had about 6 extra inches on this dude.
Yeah. Sedano and Kap continues right now.
To touch you.
To what?
It's the last thing I want to do. This is what you should sing to the community.
Nah.
You don't have the heart to love them.
I'm out.
Not the way that you want me to.
Nah, I'm out.
You're out of the circle?
I'm out. I'm on the outside. I'm on the outside looking in.
You are okay.
I'm now like the leader of the Oval of Distrust. You know, there's a circle of trust and the oval of distrust.
Oh, stop, Cappy.
What do you mean stop?
Don't be that. Don't be like that.
Don't be like what?
Don't be like that.
Don't be
here's
that guy.
Here's what happened to me.
I know you love that saying.
Let me tell you what happened to me. I do love that saying.
He loves a circle when they love him.
And do better. I love that one too. No, here's what happened.
Oh, I don't like do better.
I was starting to get like annoyed by what was going on in the community. And I started to say to myself,
At what stage was this?
This was probably
Was it during the game?
No, it wasn't during the game because my phone battery died.
Oh.
So I had to go take it downstairs and ask one of the people who works there, hey, would you guys put this like on a charger somewhere in the kitchen? So I had no phone.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what was going on. But there was a point in the we were at Union Station. This is several months back. And remember Blake was going to do that whole thing where he was going to drink a beer for every run the Dodgers scored. And then the Dodgers wound up scoring like way more runs than anybody ever expected.
Yeah, Balake.
So when I got back to Union Station that evening, Lori, you were still there. There were a couple of Circle of Trust community members that were sitting there, and they were like kind of going, no, he's got to keep drinking. No, got to keep. I'm like, guys, he's not drinking and he can't drink anymore. No, he's got to. He's got to. He got to keep drinking. I was like, but he can't. Like he's kind of wasted by now. They're like, no.
It was also his fault for drinking those really huge beers.
No question about it.
Yeah.
He should not have been drinking BMFBs. Okay. And so look, I was like, guys, he can't drink anymore. And they're like, no, he's got to. He's got to. It's for the bit. You got to. It's for the bit. And so once I realized how many people, and there's about 6, think that they're committed to the finish line of the bit, I said to myself, I was there on Twitter, and I was like, guys, get a life. And once I said get a life, I went, oh, my God. I'm here spending my time and energy on this, telling them to get a life. What about me? So that's when I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Shaman, I'm asking him to make a change. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. And so at that moment, I went, you know what? I'm going to be over here. Be over here on the sidelines. I'll be lurking, perhaps. But I'm done participating.
This is what you want.
Tell me.
You just want them to cozy back up to
No.
you.
No. Let me tell you something. A few weeks ago, we had a whole relationship conversation on the show about holding grudges. I didn't realize what a grudge holder I am, but a couple of people have crossed me now.
Yeah.
Done.
Who are those people?
Oh, no.
Name names.
Nope. They know who they are.
They know.
They know who they are.
They know.
When I say done, I mean done for good, for reals.
Okay. With an S at the end.
What do you think of that? No, with a Z.
Oh.
For reals.
Oh.
With a Z. It's even more strong.
Okay.
Just so you know.
If you say so.
For reals.
Yeah. Who stays for reals and who's gone for reals for the Dodgers? Like, if you were Andrew Friedman, what moves are you making? Like, clearly you need to add pitching, I think.
Well, here's the issue.
A closer for sure.
Yeah, well, but, nobody knew at the beginning how hurt Walker Buehler really was. Nobody knows for sure.
But we knew Walker Buehler was going to be out for the season a long time ago now.
But I'm talking about the very beginning of his injury. Mm-hmm. No one was like, hey, Tommy John, gone for the season. So when you found out that Walker Buehler was now gone, and by the way, you don't just come back from Tommy John and you're ready for spring training. We should have seen that this year with Dustin May. Dustin May's whole season was a wash. Can we agree on that?
Mm-hmm.
So let's assume for one moment Walker Buehler's not going to pitch for the Dodgers next year. And even
No, he's out next year.
Right. So gone.
Yeah.
So what do you have? Urias, Kershaw, who's aging, and let's face it. I mean, can we all agree that Kershaw did not really do anything to help the team win? I mean, he pitched game 2. He was only okay.
He was all right.
Anderson? Are you keeping Anderson? Are you counting on Gonsolin?
No, Anderson I thought pitched fine.
He had a great season.
Yeah. I mean, Gonsolin was pitching great until he got hurt, and then you put him they put him in a tough spot.
This is why all this talk about how brilliant Andrew Friedman is, okay, it's great when they're winning. When it comes to a result like this,
yeah,
and your pitching staff was down,
right,
as bad as it was,
it's why I was screaming. On June 10th, Walker Buehler, I believe that was his last start. Okay, the trade deadline's not till July 31st or whatever. Like, that's a long time for you to figure out. Okay, we can make it work. I mean, what were you banking on? Dustin May? Like, who also has been dinged up and coming back from injury? Were you banking on Gonsolin and Tyler Anderson to do stuff that maybe
they'd never done before?
Right, on this type of stage? Were you banking on Clayton Kershaw, who has also a history now of injuries for now 5 seasons and also has had some ups and downs in the postseason? Julio Urias is really the only person you can count on that has been through these battles before. I thought at the time, this is not revisionist history, as you know, that they made a huge mistake not adding arms.
Well, clearly they made a mistake, not just by not adding starting pitching.
A closer?
But a closer. And listen, here's the other thing. Let's not forget.
Because they could have had Hader.
Yeah, but I just want to say there's 2 really important
points. They could have
points.
had Raisel Iglesias. They could have had any of those guys.
But there's 2 things. First things first. The Dodgers bullpen was considered, and not with an opinion.
It was very good.
No, it was the best.
It was the best, and it was really good in the playoffs until the other night.
Okay, so the Dodgers bullpen, which was the best in baseball, failed them. And let's face it, this was an offensive, this is a word I never use, but I'm going to go for it. Juggernaut, never use it, don't know why. Just decided to break it out from out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. This was an offensive baseball team. They hit, they scored, they put up big numbers. There was the number we were talking about right before the start of the playoffs, what they had scored versus the differential, the run differential.
Right.
And it was like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Not just against the Padres, I'm talking about the whole season.
Correct.
And their bats for guys that they've got their money in, like Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
This is not a hater comment. Just didn't perform. And then when you've got guys, like Bellinger, who you just are like, he's just a waste of an at-bat. And I hate to say that because I like Cody Bellinger. Justin Turner, I'm a huge Justin Turner guy. Didn't really perform or do much. Max Muncy, they moved over to third base. He's not a third baseman. He had 1 home run. And the Padres got contributions from guys that weren't Manny Machado and Juan Soto. They got contributions from Trent Grisham. Where'd he come from? Guy hit sub 200 all year. Ha-Seong Kim, huge play. Jake Cronenworth shut out against the Mets and comes up with huge plays for the Padres. Juan Soto, people were complaining when they traded for him, he was the best hitter in baseball. He stunk. He showed up. The Padres guys showed up. The Dodgers guys
had timely
didn't.
hitting, whereas the Dodgers were 5 for 34 runners in scoring position, including an 0 for 20 stint.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So, look, I would say this. Andrew Friedman is to blame.
Yeah.
Dave Roberts is to blame.
Agreed.
The players are to blame.
Yeah.
And I will just say one last thing, because I've seen a lot of this on Twitter today with Dodger fans going, hey, you know what? Kind of time for us to kind of knock it off a little bit. The arrogance. Stop thinking you're just automatically entitled, because that's what gives another team and another fan base all that juice to want it so bad. I'm telling you, man, Saturday night, been a lot of great sporting events. I've never seen anything like that. Certainly not in San Diego. And I was there on opening day 2004 when they opened that ballpark, and I've been there 1,000 times. Never seen anything like I saw on Saturday night. Would not have been the same for Philadelphia. Won't be the same for Philadelphia. Wouldn't have been the same for the Mets. That was all about the Padres organizationally and fan base wanting desperately to beat the Dodgers.
All right, real quick. Just a yay or nay. I think Clayton Kershaw's coming back. I don't think they're going to let him walk at this stage of his career. So I'm not even putting him in the equation.
I would agree.
Tyler Anderson, I bring him back.
I would as well,
yeah.
But I think he'll get more money somewhere else.
Okay. I think they bring him back. I think they make that happen. Let me see. Who else? I mean, the Cody Bellinger thing, I don't think they let him walk because I don't think that they want to lose him for nothing. They can he's got one more year before they have to pay him for real, and they can decide for one more season. I think they bring him back for this one more season.
His statistics will make it so that it's a favorable deal for the Dodgers.
If they want to go that far and they want to do a long-term, they're going to look and see what this season looks like.
I think, isn't he arbitration eligible?
Yeah, he's got one. Right.
So if
it's going to help. Yeah, he's not going to get paid a ton of money.
That's my point.
Right. All right. So coming up next, we're going to get into the Lakers a little bit because the Lakers are going to start their season tomorrow. And the Clippers game, of course, on Thursday will be pretty hyped and pretty wild. I'll be there. Lindsay will be there. You will not. You'll be on a flight.
I am going to see a team that I'm extremely passionate about, that I proudly rock their colors because I'm a huge fan.
We'll talk about that later.
I'm going to see my team.
Yeah, your team.
My team.
Your team.
The team I really care about.
The team you care about.
Correct.
All right. We'll do all that after Radio Tinder. See ya.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 million Million Dollar Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
We do at 5:30, yo. Radio Tinder time. Happy birthday. We lost him last year in 2021. It's TV related. Norm McDonald. Of course, had the Norm Show was on Saturday Night Live. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Instagram or Twitter. And don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Here we go. Take it away, producer Lindsay. And go Guardians.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, that's right. Go Guardians. If they ever start. The estimated time, start time, seems like 7:30 local or 7:30 Pacific time, so that's like 10:30 local. So that's crazy. They're going to start that game that late.
How late are they going to start it?
10:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's
Damn.
what they just said on the broadcast. And I was like, good, maybe half the New York fans will be asleep or at least tired and drunk by then. They'll be all passed out.
I'm telling you, Saturday night, about the 8th inning when it started pouring down rain, I was like, oh my God, are they going to really delay this game now? They're going to stop this game? I was like, dude, I can't stick around for much longer. Come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah, but they say that if there's a threat of rain and it hasn't even rained yet, they'll delay it because they don't want the starting pitchers going out there and pitching and then, start and stop. Because, that would be a disadvantage for the Yankees, which heaven forbid, they want the Yankees to win, of course.
I'm sure they do. But gosh, I would love to see the Guardians win.
Me too.
I love upsets. I love underdogs. I love the small market beating the big market. By the way, my Denver Broncos just took a 3-0 lead over whoever's Chargers. Mm-hmm. You guys like my Charger Hater Club t-shirt?
Mm-hmm, I do.
They're for sale,
Cappy, you want to know a funny story? I was telling people about the Guardians. Oscar Gonzalez, who hit the walk-off on Saturday night, he saw a guy in the stands yesterday, wearing his jersey, and he took a picture of it, and he's, walking around the clubhouse showing his teammates, look, somebody's wearing my jersey. He could not believe that someone was wearing his jersey.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, that's a pretty cool story. They're a cool team. So anyway, Charles Barkley has reportedly agreed to a 10-year deal with TNT, expected to pay more than 9 figures. Barkley's current contract, which pays him about $10 million per season, still has 3 years left, ending after the 2024-25 season and overlapping with TNT's broadcast agreement. If Barkley fulfills his entire current contract, he'd be looking at making over $100 million, approaching $200 million, but we don't know the exact amount yet. So in the case that Turner doesn't keep the NBA, Barkley could also own rights to employment for the other digital platforms or networks that get involved. So Charles has been saying for the past few years that he's done at the end of his current deal. But obviously, that's not the case. Do you think that he's going to fulfill his whole 10-year contract and will still be on the air in 2032? Swipe left or swipe right, Cappy?
I'm swiping left. I don't think so. But I will say this. You know how, like, when today that announcement came out and people were like, wait, I thought Charles Barkley was saying that he was, like, going to retire soon. Boy, did he play that thing right.
Sure did.
I mean, was that not pure negotiation right there?
Sure did. That was smart.
First, I'm going to take the Live Tour money. Nah, I don't know. But I'm definitely not going to be around much longer. And then all of a sudden, $100 million deal.
Close to $200 million. That's crazy.
Question is, George, will he be there at the end of the 10 years?
How old is Charles right now?
Probably 60-ish.
Yeah, I think that's a key there. I think, it's a lot of money to walk away from.
He was born in 63, so yeah, that makes him, I don't know, gonna be 60 next year.
Yeah, 59. No, yeah, I think he makes it. He'll make it. I think he'll retire right before 70. So at 69.
That's crazy to think he's still gonna be on the air, like right as he's going to 70. That's nuts.
Good for him. Well, I mean, if they're gonna pay him nearly $200 million, I would.
It's hard to.
And by the way, I think I'm a big believer. Okay, that pre-70. As a broadcaster and a man, particularly, unfortunately, women don't get this luxury, and I'm saying that in a way that I feel like it stinks for women. There have been a few outliers, but for the most part, women don't get that luxury that men get. But if we're just strictly talking about Barkley and a man in sports broadcasting, a lot of dudes are still doing it at a very high level in their 60s.
Well, I mean, a lot of play-by-play guys have made it.
I mean, Marv Albert was almost 80 years old.
Dick Enberg was 81 when he died, and he was working until he was about 80 years old.
Dick Vitale's still working.
Yeah. Jim Nantz is now in his probably early 60s, I think.
How old is Al?
Al is well into his 70s.
Yeah, he's in his 70s.
Yeah, I want to say Al's 73-ish.
And he hasn't skipped the beat. He's
no,
still
I think he's just bored of the game. Is Al?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Al's just bored of football.
Yeah.
I mean, these Thursday night games have been so bad.
Well, they've been terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the games have a lot to do with it. Poor guy.
I mean, he went from calling the greatest games that there were every Sunday night to calling Washington, Chicago.
Which, like, nobody scores touchdowns.
Right.
You know?
I bet they get more of a say next year on the Thursday night games, Amazon.
Yeah. By the way, Broncos leading 3-0 against the Chargers in the first.
My Broncos.
Your Broncos. Because you're part of the Chargers hater.
Not part of it. President of
President, sorry, yes.
Right.
My bad.
Leader.
CEO and founder.
Are you like, what was that, Hair Club for Men?
Right.
The president and also the client?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Not only am I the president, but I'm a member.
That's right. That's why I carry my Charger Hater Club cards to give out anywhere I go.
There you go. What's next?
All right, so speaking of money, the Warriors handed some cash out this weekend. They gave Jordan Poole a $140 million extension and Andrew Wiggins a $109 million extension, which were both announced Saturday. But Draymond Green, who is eligible for an extension, did not sign one. The Warriors are facing a historic payroll upwards of $500 million, and they want to cut costs. And Green, of course, is on shaky ground after he punched Jordan Poole during training camp. So Green has a $27 million player option for next season that he can choose to exercise, and Woj has been reporting that he thinks he will. But the fact that they haven't signed him to something long-term has many thinking his days with the Warriors are numbered. So will Draymond still be a Warrior at the end of this season? Swipe left or swipe right, Sedano?
Swiping right. I think he's going to be there this season. I think he opts into next season. And, Draymond Green is 32 years old. He's taking on a big pounding physically, even though he's in great shape. In the years he's been in the NBA, well over a decade now. Yeah, 11th season this year, so over a decade now. They've played small ball. He's played against the monsters. That body eventually takes its toll. So I think they're going to reassess where they're at next year. I think that makes the most sense for the team. And I do think that for him, of course you always want the long-term extension now, but I don't know if there's going to be any maneuverability there. I could be wrong, but I do think that they value him, and I don't believe he's on shaky ground. I was just there on Friday, and that is my informed opinion is what I would say.
I'll go on the opposite side just for the goof here because I buy a lot of what you're saying. And if I were Draymond Green, not only would I want to stay with the Warriors through this year, even though $27 million is going to be significantly less than a guy like Jordan Poole is going to be making, right? I would still take that $27 million because I'm not so sure there's a long-term deal out there, so I'll take the guaranteed money. But I guess my hope would be that the Warriors try and find a way to move him. I would love to see the Warriors make a statement like, you know what? Just can't have that. It's going to destroy the culture of our franchise. So guess what? We're moving on.
Yeah, I don't see them do that. I do believe that they believe he is the culture, part of the culture of their franchise. He gives them an edge that they would have never had. If not, they would have just been one of these finesse teams, without him.
No, he was the tough guy of their team.
Yeah, still is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So one thing really quick I did see was how I said they're approaching a $500 million payroll and with taxes.
Right. It's 400 and Bobby Marks had it for like 80 something. Yeah.
They said that if that's the case, then they would be operating at a $100 million loss.
I don't know if I buy that necessarily either. I think that, and maybe you're right and I'm wrong, but I know that they print money at that place. And I've been in that building. I've seen it up close and personal now multiple times over the last couple years. Even when there were no fans there, I was there. So I believe that owners and organizations can make books look different based on different math is what I would say. Now, maybe you're right, but I'm not suggesting that they're being nefarious with their books. I'm just saying I've seen other owners do stuff like that before.
All right, last one here. So this is one that I need your guys' advice on, okay? So sometimes when I'm like super busy or if I'm like not feeling well and I'm not up to chores, I will use a laundry delivery service. And about 10 days ago, I had my laundry picked up and this company guarantees next day delivery.
Okay.
I've used them before, never had any problems.
And you finally had a problem.
Yes. So that was 10 days ago. I still do not have my laundry back. I've called a dozen times. I've texted. I've emailed. No one answers the phone. No one responds to my messages. So I did some Googling trying to figure out, like, okay, what the hell do I do here? I need my clothes back because it's most of my clothes. And apparently the solution here is to file a police report. But I feel like that's going kind of far. So is that what I should do? Swipe left or swipe right, Cappy?
I'm going to say that I'm going to swipe right and say go for it on the police report. Because let's just say another 10 days goes by. Now another month goes by. You realize you're not getting your clothes back, right?
I'm pretty sure that I'm already at that point.
So then, yes, you should file a police report. Now, I've never heard of filing a police report for missing clothes.
Me neither, but what else do you do?
Well, there's a missing persons thing. This is a missing clothing thing.
Well, I guess it's more of like a stolen property situation.
Well,
because they did charge me too.
There was a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode about this where you give and you get. So, like, very oftentimes, you'll go to get your stuff and one of your shirts is missing, but you have a shirt that really doesn't belong to you and you kind of like it, so you just keep it anyway.
Okay, I can see that. I would not be that mad about that unless it was like really expensive jeans or something, which all my good jeans are there.
Wow. So what do you say, George? Do you file a police report?
I don't know if I would have filed a police report.
Well, what else do I do?
I mean, maybe the Better Business Bureau would have been like a way I would have gone.
Well, I mean, I could do that, but I feel like the police report is the only way for me to show, like, on the record, like, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure I'm not getting my clothes back, and I'm going to need them to reimburse me for my clothes that I did not get back. And the only way for me to, like, have any documentation of that is to file a police report, right?
I guess. I mean, it wouldn't be the way I would go, or at least I wouldn't have thought that, but, I mean, good for you. I mean, if you get your clothes back, it works. Who cares?
I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Because they got to buy me some new clothes if they're not going to give them back.
All right, fair enough. All right, coming up next, that is Radio Tinder each and every day. Brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Of course, swipe right with Tequila Mandala.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every
in regards to health and lineups and things of that nature. Let's dive into that next.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Monday afternoon, big surprise coming up at 6:15 p.m. Don't miss that. And how about this great moment earlier when Cappy was trying to talk about being on the outside looking in of the community now?
So that's when I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Shaman, I'm asking him to make a change. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change.
That's why you got to be here every afternoon, yo. Speaking of Michael, on this day in 1970, the #1 hit, the Jackson 5, I'll Be There. And when you think about how talented Michael was, he was 11 years old when he recorded this. Sedano and Kap continues right now.
Oh, good song. I'll be there. Just call my name and I'll be there.
See these dance moves I'm showing off right now?
Yeah, I mean, dance-ish. Dance adjacent.
They're kind of like backup singer dance moves,
right.
You know?
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it.
Right. You don't have to move too much.
Yeah.
Just enough to make it seem like you're actually doing something other than just standing there.
Right.
My Denver Broncos are currently putting a beat down on whoever's Chargers. 10-0.
Laura, say what you just said on the air.
Like your Padres fandom.
What do you mean?
You're just making it look like you're doing something.
Mm-hmm. Like the background moves.
Like my Padres fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't get it.
You're just acting like you're doing something, basically. So she's actually lending you credence to what you were saying
help
earlier.
me. I mean, if you just explain it, then it would help me. If you're helping me, tell me.
Yeah, it's what you said earlier, that you're not a Padres fan, you're a Padres critic.
Correct.
Right. But
Dodger
you were there,
observer,
but you were
Padre critic.
But you were there
Correct.
to be part of the moment.
Yeah, because I have been in San Diego for 20 years.
Correct.
I actually gave you credit, Cappy. Don't get so mad.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm not mad.
She was
She
trying
was
to
on your
understand
side.
it. Hey, thank you.
know.
Appreciate that.
You always say
I
she's
almost
not on your
cursed. I
side.
She
was
never
like-
is.
She was there.
Thank you for that. Do you realize, by the way, I want to make
Do I realize?
I want to make a complaint about something.
Okay, am I the
Another
complaint?
one?
All right, no.
Am I the complaint department today?
No, but I want to make a complaint about something because this is
I feel
something
like that's
you would
been
do.
the whole day.
This is something you would do on the air, and then maybe it would get fixed. So I'm going to make a complaint.
Oh, okay.
You know, during the YouTube streaming of the Mason and Ireland show, they have a third camera on Greg Bergman in the control room. Now, listen, Greg Bergman's a fine-looking fella, okay? He's well-shaved. I mean, he's got a nicely groomed beard. He's a good-looking enough guy. He's lost a bunch of weight. He's back on his Peloton. I have a lot of good things to say about Greg Bergman. Having a camera on Greg Bergman is just fine. But I will say this. We have Laura and we have Lindsay.
Yeah.
And we have no camera on either of them. Now, I know I'm a hot piece of you-know-what. And, George, you're pretty good-looking too, all right? But we have Laura and Lindsay, and nobody's getting to see them during the show. And I want to say, as a result, there are 32 people watching our live stream on YouTube right now. I'm one of them.
Right.
So 31 without me.
You think that we would up the numbers, Cappy?
Not only do I think you would up the numbers.
Oh, I think we would up the numbers. There's no question.
I think we'd have a very healthy streaming community on YouTube and a very healthy live chat on YouTube if the ladies were part of it.
Well, I heard that the live chat in there is very much like the Mason and Ireland Reddit.
Yeah, someone did post that in the Circle of Trust community that it tends to get very nasty.
In the YouTube chat?
People just making fun of the show, like, oh, these guys suck. Which, at the end of the day, that should be flattering because they're taking the time out of their day to not only watch the show, but then to take the time to comment and tell us that the show sucks. So, whatever.
I would just like to say, I'm registering a complaint right now. We must have another camera on Laura and Lindsay in the control room.
Okay.
Laura, did you wash your hair today or no?
Laura,
she has nothing to do with
Today
me right
was
now.
a rough day, guys. I'm sorry.
Not washing your hair today.
I did.
That's why she has
I
the
did.
cap on.
Got it.
Did.
No hair washing.
If she would have washed her hair, why would she have a Rams
No,
hat
I
on?
actually did wash my hair. I just didn't fix it.
Oh,
got it.
Curly hair problems.
Were you at the Rams game yesterday?
I was.
Because there was a report yesterday that the Boo was seen carrying beers around SoFi
I
Stadium.
did see that
I know.
in the Circle of Trust.
Yeah, we were
So
there.
you did peruse the Circle of Trust.
I'm lurking.
Yeah.
Just
You're a lurker?
make it known.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm seeing. I'm just
Everything.
no longer participating.
You're watching everything.
Now, you are no longer participating till further notice, indefinitely, out indefinitely?
I have a right to reserve and to change my opinion or mind
okay.
at some point.
Okay.
But as of right now, I'm on the outside. I'm in the oval of distrust.
Okay. All right.
Different
I've been
shape.
there before where, I took a break, but I wasn't on any, because sometimes it wasn't the Circle of Trust and it was social media in general. Sometimes I feel like you just need a break from it,
So the vice president of the Handsome Man community says to Lindsay about your radio Tinder situation with your clothes, have a lawyer send them a letter. They'll get it back to you ASAP.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Why
I
don't
didn't
we have
even think
Jacob
of
and
that.
Ronnie do it?
Yeah, they don't.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know what? Jacob's going to be here, I think, on Wednesday. You're going to be here, right, Cappy?
Yeah.
Ask him what do you think
I'm
he
gonna
should
ask
do.
him.
No,
Yeah.
here's what you do. Write the letter for him. Send it to him. He'll send it back on his letterhead.
Okay. I'll do
Just
that.
ask him if he'll do
Well,
that
I mean,
for
you need to ask him
I feel
first
like, yeah,
before you do any of that.
Yeah. I'll just
Cap
ask
is just
him.
going to assume
Right.
that
Just
he's
say,
gonna
I
do
made
that.
it easy
Yeah.
for you, Jacob. Here, I wrote it
Just
for
sign
you.
it.
Just don't even worry about it. Just do what I tell you to do.
All right. So anyway, do what I tell you to do is what people felt like would work with Russ. Mm-hmm. Now, he's got a hamstring injury.
How bad is this injury?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But apparently it's bad enough where he's questionable for the opener.
Okay. So, look. There's a preseason game. We're trying to work a few things out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Russ, I want you to come off the bench. I want you to run the second unit.
Right.
And the reason I want you to run the second unit is because I think you'll be able to play a lot freer
Yeah.
with the second team as the leader, as the number one, rather than with the starting group as the number 3 or 4.
Right.
Let's try that out.
Yeah.
And then in the first moment of trying out being the sixth man, my man's got a hamstring injury. Not questioning whether he does or he doesn't. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because as a professional, as a competitor, you don't leave games if you're not really, really hurt. But it is a little, can I be a little suspicious?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to be suspicious about injuries, but I do think the timing is at least valid of a, I wouldn't say questioning, but valid of just kind of wondering, right? I think questioning is too tough, but wondering like, considering everything that's happened, right? I don't think it's unfair to at least wonder that aloud. Now, does it make it so? No, because you can wonder doesn't mean you're actually questioning the validity of his injury. You're just wondering because of all the craziness that's ensued basically over the last year with him.
Yeah. And I actually think that Darvin Ham could make a very compelling case to Russ. Hey, bro, don't you see that what I'm trying to do is set you up for greater success?
Success, yeah.
Putting you on the floor with LeBron and AD, it doesn't really work so well.
Well, and the other night when you saw him make those 2 pull-up threes from over the break, and then he stepped on the line on another shot and just on the corner. And like, I could just see the air being zapped out of the team. You know what I mean? Like,
him being the guy who's the number one and running the second team, why is everybody like, why do we assume that his ego will not allow it? Okay, you're giving me a look right now, like, and let me tell you what I think your look says. Your look says, because he's got a giant ego, you moron.
yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was reading that face right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, by the way, so does everybody at that level.
But come on.
I mean, he legitimately is one of the 75 greatest players of all time.
I understand.
Yeah.
But as your career moves on,
I agree.
There are things that change.
I agree.
And you should be flexible.
Remember last year I said Carmelo and him should have conversations about how that went over. Now, I don't know what the relationship was like with Carmelo and Russ. I mean, most guys like Carmelo. I don't really know anyone in the league that dislikes Carmelo. But, yeah, like I felt like that was a conversation that needed to be had, and maybe Carmelo didn't feel like it's his place.
All right, so let me just get this straight before the season kicks off here, or in this case, tips off. And everybody who takes a shot every time I say, let me get this straight, take your shot. So Russ is hurt and is questionable for the opener against Golden State. Schroeder is back, but he's already out now. I think is it
couple weeks,
4 to 6.
Yeah,
I read today. Okay,
yeah, couple weeks.
He's out 4 to 6. Anthony Davis experienced back tightness in the preseason, but can we assume that he's ready to go at least tomorrow night?
Anthony Davis is going to go tomorrow night.
Okay. All right. Well, Schroeder, thanks. 4 to 6 weeks. We'll see you.
Yeah.
Russ, let's find out what the deal is going to be. Because if he's got anything wrong with his hamstring,
yeah,
you don't play him.
I mean, look, their starting five is going to be Beverly, Reeves, Lonnie Walker, who looks good in this starting lineup in the little time he's played with them, and AD and LeBron. I
got no problem with that because I wanted Pat Bev in that starting lineup, and I wanted Reeves in that starting lineup. So I got no issue with that at all. Fifth guy, I don't really care. LeBron, AD, obvious. Pat Bev, Reeves. I got no problem with that.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see, though, like this roster, when you look at it, at least to me, it's like somewhere between 6 and 10 seed. Like, I don't know how close to 6 or how, 6 to 10 can be a couple of games. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it takes in the NBA now.
Let me ask you this. On Friday of this upcoming week, what is the Lakers' record?
Oh, after their first 2 games?
Yeah.
I can make a case for 1-1 only because those ring nights, I've seen a lot of champions get beat down on ring night just because there's just so much pomp and circumstance and emotion, and your family is in the arena and you're taking care of tickets, right? And there's a lot of stuff going on. There are a lot of Hey King situations.
Especially for LeBron.
Right.
Even though he's got nothing to do with the Warriors.
Right.
Yeah, he's Hey King.
He's the king, yeah.
I'm going to get him one of those shirts.
You should.
I'm going to bring it to the locker room.
Yeah.
He's going to love it.
Although you have to be tier 1 to get into the locker room these days.
Well,
I don't know if you can get tier 1.
I'm tier platinum.
Yeah. I don't know if they're allowing you to get tier 1.
I don't know what that means, but
yeah. But yeah, I can make the case for 1-1, but if you're really telling me what do I think, probably 0-2.
Okay, because it doesn't sound like you're giving the Lakers any chance on Thursday night against the Clippers.
I think the Clippers are going to beat them. Yeah.
Damn.
I think their best case scenario is 1-1.
Actually, their best case scenario mathematically is actually 2-0.
Right, but it's what I think.
Oh.
The results will be.
Okay. Anybody here got the Lakers 2-0 on Friday? Okay, I've got a no here.
Yeah. Laura, no.
I've got
and Laura's
no.
big Laker fan.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
But I'm a realist.
Tough start.
Yeah.
Tough start to the season.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
Not surprised if they go 0-2.
Ooh.
Just saying, I'm going to be real.
I'm going to be real.
That's what we appreciate. That's
yeah.
what we do.
Keeping it real.
We appreciate the 100.
Even when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yep.
Cappy was keeping it real.
No, he wasn't.
No,
adjacent.
I was, but that's the
Adjacent.
whole thing.
He was real adjacent.
He was real adjacent.
Is I was keeping it real, and you guys just still don't understand my realness.
You know what I understand?
Realness.
You know what I understand?
Yeah.
Is that we're giving away $1 million.
That sounds real.
Yeah. 710 is the only station giving you a chance to win $1 million. When you hear the cue to call, be caller 7. You'll win 2 tickets to see the Rams and Niners on Halloween Eve, October 30th, and a shot at $1 million. Basically, if you win the tickets, when you hear the cue to call, we're going to give you the tickets. We're going to congratulate you on that. And then we're going to say to you, hey, pick the Super Bowl, the teams and the score. And if you nail all of that, the 2 teams and the actual score of the game, we're going to hand you over $1 million. It's that simple. That's the contest. It's not very hard. All right, coming up next, let's get back to El Dodgers one more time. Let's keep it real with them. And you know what? Let's touch on the Rams a little too, because we haven't actually paid a lot of attention to them today. Because, look, there's just been a lot of stuff we've had to deal with today, including people passing judgment on you, president of the Chargers Hater Club.
That's right. Look at the shirt.
Yeah.
Look at it on YouTube.
And we have a special guest coming up at 6:15, so tune in for that as well. All coming up here in the next couple of segments. 7.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access, Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win a mill.
10 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
$1 million Karma Brands radio station.
$1 Million Mondays. 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Linz, what do you got?
So Bronny James signed a huge NIL deal with Nike last week, and then today he became the first high school athlete to sign an NIL contract with Beats by Dre. So a lot of money going to little Bronny over there. The massive headphones company owned by Dr. Dre made the announcement this morning and released a YouTube video featuring the father-son duo called King of the Court. LeBron James' legacy continues.
I saw it on Twitter. It's actually a cool little commercial.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, of course, coincidentally, LeBron was the first athlete to ink a deal with Beats by Dre back in 2008. So, yeah, Bronny's already making bank, and the highly coveted senior still has yet to announce where he's going to play college hoops next fall.
But good for Bronny and good on Bron, right? Like, that's kind of, like, as a parent, Kap, your job is to, obviously teach your children, right? Give them, but you want to also give them the best life. And if you can give them a leg up on something in anything possible that you can, you try to help them in any way, shape, or form. It's not that you don't want them to learn on their own. Yeah, that's part of it. I'm sure, it's already enough pressure, as you talked about with me the other day, on him because he's LeBron's son. But yeah, that's part of being a parent is, help him out. Why not?
Can I just say this? I'm saying it. You ready? Mm-hmm. I hope the kid is good.
I mean, but I can tell you that, what is good in your estimation? Because I've seen him play.
Okay, here's what I mean. I hope the kid is an NBA caliber talent because let me just tell you why.
I think he can be, but he's not that right now.
Okay, because here's the thing. He's getting all of these things. He's getting these deals with Beats, not because he's like the best high school basketball player in the country. I don't know what his social media following is. I'm going to assume it's really big, and that's where the value lies. But he's getting all of this stuff because he's LeBron's son. I'm not saying anything that people don't already know, okay? Right? I mean, isn't that why he has this leg up that you just talked about?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I hope for Bronny is that he's good. And when I say good enough to be an NBA player, because that's what LeBron has put out there in the universe, that he wants to play with Bronny in the NBA. It's the only way those two guys are ever going to play together.
Right.
You know, LeBron's
Other
not
than
going
in the Beats commercial.
Yeah, LeBron's not going to Michigan State or Ohio State or whatever. So I hope the kid is good, because I would hate for the kid to be 4 years from now, 5 years from now, not an NBA player, and then everybody's kind of just ridiculing the dude like, you got that deal, you got that deal, you made all this money, and the fact is, you weren't really all that good. I hope the kid is better.
Here's what I'll tell you. So I thought I did his game last year, his junior year, when they played St. Vincent St. Mary's at Staples Center at the time. And he was incredible, I thought, in that game. Like, really, really good. It was the best game I think he had in my estimation as a high school player. And so you saw a real leap, right? And then I think he's taken another leap this year. Now he's growing into his body. He had definition already as a junior, but now his body's starting to look right. He's never going to be his dad. His dad was 6'8", 250 pounds. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, LeBron's a freak, for sure.
Right. But I think that he balled out this past weekend. I don't know how many points. He had like 30 points or something like that in the Vegas tournament that they played in. So he's good. He's a good player. He's going to be a good college basketball player. So I think he's got potential to be in the NBA. I don't know if he's a one and done kid. And that's fine if he's not.
I just hope he's great. I mean, again, I've seen it happen where, you know, Joe Montana's son plays quarterback and really wants to be a Notre Dame quarterback, but guess what? He can't. He just doesn't have it.
Right.
You know? And Dan Marino's son didn't become Dan Marino. And the list goes on and on. But then on the other hand, you see somebody like Deion Sanders. And
his kid is good at quarterback.
Right. And Deion Sanders' son is an NFL prospect playing at Jackson State. And there are other guys that you say, wow, man, that guy's, you know.
And he could have gone to any school in the country.
Right.
He went to Jackson State because his dad's there.
But some of these other guys, like, what's the kid's name? He's a defensive back in the NFL now. His dad was a defensive back. I'm trying to think of the kid's name. He was like a big first round. Surtain, you know? Yeah. Patrick Surtain was the dad, and the kid's name is.
Patrick Surtain, the senior, I believe, was like a second round pick.
Yeah. And so his kid is now.
He's a beast.
But they're not LeBron James.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I hope Bronny's great. For his sake, I hope he is.
Yeah. Robert Wilkins, did I miss something? Did I mishear someone?
Tell me.
He said Beats by Dre was founded by Dr. Dre, but now owned by Apple. Was there someone that said anything different?
Well, I was saying like the owner of Beats by Dre. So, like he's still
Apple bought Beats by Dre?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
A long
For
time
a
ago.
couple, like $1 billion.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he made him a billionaire.
Yeah.
So I've had these Beats by Dre, the ones that I'm rocking right now.
Yeah.
I've had them for many years.
Yeah.
They're great headphones.
Yeah.
And believe me, they're like one of the first iterations. Only problem is, tell me what I should do, guys. You see this wire that plugs into the headphones and then plugs into the like console? You see how it's ripped to shreds
Is it
here?
chewed up?
Dude, I don't know if my dog ate it or
Yeah,
what.
that's not normal.
No,
that
it's
seems like a
not.
dog.
I'm
dog
waiting
thing,
to be
yeah.
electrocuted
Or
at
a
some
rat,
point
I
here,
don't
you know?
Or a rat, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Morales just got ammunition.
I didn't try, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been a mouse, I guess, maybe. Rat I've not seen. Dog,
That's
mouse.
happened in my computer charger, and I know that there's nothing chewing on it. I think it's just wear and tear. But
So what
I'm
do
sure
you get what do I do? Do I go on Amazon or what's the deal?
Cap, what you would have to do, you would never do, so I won't bother.
Tell me. But what should I do?
You
What would a
gotta,
normal
email
person
them
do?
or something and be like, hey, this is what happened, take a picture of it and send it to them.
To
They'll probably,
Beats?
Yeah, and they would
Can't
probably
you just
send
replace this
right,
wire?
but in order for them to do that, like they don't have like a Beats store like they do an Apple store.
No, but can't I go to an Apple store and go, yo, I got some Beats headphones?
Nah, they'll just tell you, like, you need to buy new ones.
Yeah,
bro.
because those are, like you said, they're the older versions.
Yeah.
So you do have to email them, and they'll just replace it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
A little
That's
bit of work for
complicated.
you, Cap.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I
too
thought.
much.
It's
I
not
can't do
something you're
that.
going to do. You're just going to throw
Just
them
buy
away
some
and
new
buy a
ones.
new
I
one.
can't do
Yeah.
that. But
Just
I
buy
like
new ones.
these.
But okay, then just find new ones you like.
I don't know. I really like these.
Complicado el niño.
I mean, you know how many times I've put these things on? My hair's still a little bit wet. I got a ton of product in my hair. And these things have
They're
held
dirty?
They just withheld the test of time. Or like I'm sweating my ass off for some reason. You know what I mean? And then just sweat is dripping on the
Maybe
side
you
of my
do
face.
need new ones. Ew.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
smell
that's
them.
probably, they probably don't smell
Ew,
great.
gross. Disgusting. Sedano's face, though.
I don't know. Maybe I do need new
You know
ones.
what? You know what
Maybe they
my
stink.
my grandmother would say? Tú eres un asqueroso.
See. Muy bien.
At least he admits it.
Muy bien. Oh. What's excuso?
¿Excuso?
Sí.
No. Asqueroso.
Asqueroso.
You filthy.
¿Cómo se dice en inglés?
You filthy animal.
Filthy animal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Wow. All right, my Denver Broncos only have a 3-point lead now.
Yeah, because the Chargers scored. Little touchdown. Who scored the touchdown?
I don't know. I'm not really watching the game.
Yeah, I'm like barely paying attention. We're just still we're still focusing on the circle of trust, turning their back on you.
Yep, they have for
Yeah.
sure. Well, it's not everybody. It's about 6 guys. Who,
So 6 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the 6?
They know who they are.
You sound like a parent. You know who you are.
You know who you are. They know.
Okay.
They know who they are.
All right. That's fine. I'll just carry the circle then if
Dude,
you're not going to participate.
You're going to have to carry the circle.
I mean, I started the damn thing.
It is yours. You own the circle. That is 100% yours. People want to know, yo, Cap, now that you sell these T-shirts that say, "Hey King," are you going to start your own community now?
Cappy, are you really going to let like Beto take over your spot in the circle?
Yes, Beto can have it.
Okay.
Beto can have it. He wants it. He can have it.
Cap,
He
that's-
has it.
That's very disheartening, as Mario would say.
Yep, it is. No, Beto wanted it. He took it.
Yeah,
It's his.
Beto took it. He didn't ask.
Yeah,
he
Beto
just
can
took
have it.
He's been very active actually in the community for a
Yes,
very long time.
very long. He's the mayor of the community.
Yeah. Not necessarily because he likes to rub people the wrong way in there too.
On occasion, he does.
I mean, Murphy's Sliwa's Murphy bed is gone. Basically, as Beto.
What happened? Does anybody know?
Well,
I don't
Beto
know.
just like said, "Bro, why didn't you stop acting up for attention?" Basically, is what he said. And it's like, bro, I don't know. Was he? I didn't notice he was acting up for attention.
I know. Beto likes to tell everybody else how to live. It's amazing to me because, like, on one hand, somebody said the other day, they're like, "How could you be a Niners fan and a Dodgers fan?" And Beto comes in and he's
Well, there
like,
was no football for 20 years.
Well, but Beto comes in. He's like, "Hey, man, it's fine. It's fine. You do you. You want to be a Niners fan and you want to be a Dodger fan? That's okay. You do you." So he'll like excuse certain things and then he'll try and enforce other things, like as if he has some power. I guess he does. He's got the circle.
I think he's in your head, Cap.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Is the circle in your head?
No, I think Beto's in his head.
Beto's in your head?
I don't know.
I'm with her.
I guess Lindsay thinks so.
I'm with Lindsay.
I'm just saying, Cap, I feel like as somebody who has been a victim of Beto's antics, we all have, because Beto likes, anything for the bit. I feel like, you just got to take everything Beto does with a grain of salt,
Well, that's why I've decided to become a lurker in the circle.
Okay.
No longer a participant.
Okay.
I'll know what's going on.
All right.
But as far as participation, I will leave it all to Beto. It is Beto's circle. He is taking control of it.
Okay.
Cabeza de Piedras.
Rockhead?
Right, correct.
Okay.
Correct. You've had Manos de Piedras
Right.
with Roberto Duran.
okay. All right.
And now you've got Roberto Duran.
Roberto?
Roberto Duran. the
What?
yes, that's right. Roberto Duran.
It's Humberto.
Humberto.
And the Cabeza de Piedras.
See. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I know the Rams are in first place. But are you feeling like they feel like a first place team to you?
Not at all. But
Yeah.
I mean, what did they do? They beat yesterday one of the worst teams in football
with like a third string quarterback who then got knocked out of the game.
And it wasn't like an overwhelmingly convincing win.
Right, they didn't win like 50-10.
Right. So, and what was the final score? Because it was a 10-point. There was a 10-point edge going into the game for the Rams, and I was like, should I be taking the Rams minus 10? And again, this was one of those games.
By the way, nobody asked me for my picks last week.
Ooh.
Well, we
didn't
skipped
do
picks
them.
against the spread because
I wasn't here?
Well, I think so because we ended up having it was a short show.
We've
and
texted
stuff.
Cappy before. I was kind of wondering.
You're
about
right.
that.
You're right. But I
24-10 they
think,
won.
24-10. So they did cover it. But it was just, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it wasn't really like a sexy game. And it was going up head-to-head against Buffalo versus Kansas City. And I had both games on, but my focus was on Buffalo, Kansas City,
100%.
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Wasn't even close.
Yeah. That game, the Rams game was kind of boring, to be honest with you.
So, look, here's what the Rams got to do. Take this week off and try and convince Andrew Whitworth to come out of retirement. And that's an exaggeration because I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
But, they lost another offensive lineman yesterday,
Yeah,
Joe
no
Noteboom. He's
out
now
for the
gone.
year.
Right,
Yeah.
Achilles torn.
Because, they've been so great at replenishing the offensive line this year.
It's truly...
It's just one of those snake-bitten years, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're going to look back on this season and you're going to say, we didn't make the playoffs. Why? We had no offensive linemen.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just kind of snake-bitten. By the way,
Yeah.
6 o'clock, eyeballs. Boom.
Red?
Yeah.
I know. I was wearing sunglasses earlier because I can't stand these freaking lights in here.
You wear your sunglasses at night, like Corey Hart?
Kind of, but
Yeah.
it's so bright in here.
It's beautiful, though. And we're going to have a special guest coming up next.
All right. Well, I'm going to be wearing sunglasses when he
Ilia
comes in.
Sanchez of the LAFC. The LAFC.
Well, let me tell you what's going on with the LAFC.
Yeah.
The LAFC. Ilia Sanchez, a midfielder who's taken part in the vast majority of the team's MLS matches in 2022. He's made 33 appearances overall and played 2,679 minutes.
And it's a huge match this Thursday, a semifinal in the Western Conference against the hated rival, the LA Galaxy, at the Bank.
It's win or go home. LAFC earned home field advantage throughout the playoffs by winning the Supporters Shield. LAFC need just 3 wins to raise the MLS Cup.
All right. We'll talk to Ilia next. See you.
The Lot.
This week,
Yeah.
But also to be here sharing the show with you.
How long have you been a player with the LAFC?
This is my first season.
Okay. How old a guy are you?
I'm 30 years old.
30. Really? I would have thought like 24, 25 years
Yeah.
old. Really? And how does a guy go from Spain, where you're from, right?
Yes.
How do you get here?
To the MLS, yeah.
Right. Because most guys, I think, in America who are the best players, they think they want to go there. Explain how a guy gets here.
Well, my career has been has had ups and downs like any other career. But I started in Barcelona, where I'm born and raised. Moved to Germany to play there for a season.
How old were you?
I was 22.
Gotcha.
And then after that experience in Germany, I realized that my next step should be only focusing on the field stuff. Nothing about the contracts, nothing about off the field stuff, but listening and trusting a project with a coach and a sport director, a GM that would trust me as a player. And I ended in Kansas City with Sporting Kansas City, and that was my middle step until I got here to LAFC.
And in regards to this particular matchup, you've now been a part of it a number of times, El Traffico, between the Galaxy and the LAFC. It really is, I think, it's become very quickly one of the biggest rivalries in all of MLS.
Talk about it, George. Talk about it.
It has. It's crazy because
quickly, right?
The LAFC's only been around for several seasons, so it immediately began where there's animosity on both sides between the players, the coaches even at times, and the fans. So what has it been like to be a part of those particular matches?
It is the biggest game in MLS, in playoffs, and also in our city, right, in Los Angeles. We call it El Clásico Angelino for a reason, and it's because, in my opinion, you had here the biggest organization in MLS, which is the Galaxy, for history.
Yeah.
But also the biggest organization the last 5 seasons, which is LAFC, that came into the league with the front foot and pushing very hard from the beginning. So that's what makes this special. But also I would say that our fans make it even bigger because they really live this game. They really have so much passion going into the game, and at the end of the day, they are the ones bringing up the energy and
the 3252. I mean, that supporter section. If you've never been to a game and you're listening right now, or you've never been to a match, you should absolutely take part of that because, look, there are some really strong environments in the MLS world. I think Portland does a really good job with their fans. Seattle, obviously, the Galaxy do a good job. LAFC, though, it feels. Look, you would know better than me, right? Like, it feels more like a European event because of the supporters that are there, the 3252.
It's pure football.
Yeah.
It's pure soccer, as you would say here. They bring that passion that we talked about. They bring the energy, and they just want to win. They just want to have a good time, but also getting the result on their side.
How you like playing in LA now? Because you mentioned Kansas City, Germany before that, Barcelona before that, but a kid growing up in Spain, now here in LA. How you like life as a pro soccer player in America for this team?
It's a perfect place for me to have at this point on my career, especially because I'm part of LAFC, which is a winning team. When you win, when you go every day to practice, and you know that you have the opportunity to do well on the weekends, your life after that, it's so much easier. You enjoy it even more. So I cannot complain a second about my time here in LA.
Married?
No.
Single?
No. My girlfriend is actually here.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't get the chance to meet her.
Yeah.
Really?
She's back there.
Is she from Spain? Is she from LA? What's her story?
Actually, she's from Kansas City.
Oh, okay. Brought her in from Kansas City.
I've met her my first year in Kansas City,
wow.
So it's been a long time.
Hey, nice, man. Good for you.
In regards to this matchup with the Galaxy, we already talked about how supercharged it is. What, from a schematic standpoint, is something that you look at and you say, we need to do this to be able to win this match?
That's a great question. We need to be ourselves. I think that we have the tools in our players, in our staff, coach. So I think that we just have to step on the field, surrounded by our fans, supported by them, and try to do our best. If we do that and we take care of the good things that Galaxy do also, I think that we're going to be successful.
Ilia, you guys got 3 more wins. 3 more wins, and you guys get to raise the cup. What goes through your mind when you think about that?
Well, I think about players like Carlos Vela, like Latif, like Ante, like Mark, the coaches, like Steve, like all the players that had been in the team for 2, 3, 4 years, and that now they have the opportunity to play the games at home, 3 more games, and lift that trophy that this club has been built for. LAFC is here to be the best team in MLS, and we are so close that we cannot lose focus on what we have to do to lift it.
Now, this team is a loaded team. It's a loaded roster. You got Bale,
of course,
Vela, Chiellini. I mean, on and on and on.
Right. International stars across the board, including yourself. Yeah.
And Ilia, he made All-Stars this season.
Right.
Wow. Out of all that loaded roster, he made All-Stars.
Nice.
He chose to come to LAFC, and LAFC chose him as well. So it was both sides said, we need each other.
Well, you play midfield. What position or
Yes,
what
I do.
number position?
I play number 6.
Okay, gotcha.
Midfielder.
See that? I understand that. Do you understand that, George?
I do. I know.
Okay, just wanted to make
your
sure.
daughters played soccer.
Right. Just wanted to make sure. I wanted to sound like a soccer insider there.
And Ilia came with surprises today too. He came with surprises today.
Yeah. Oh, he did?
So yeah.
So I couldn't come with my hands empty.
Yeah,
Okay.
no hands empty. We got surprises
unos
here.
embutidos de España?
No, primero,
okay.
the first one is from our LAFC family. It's some gifts for you guys.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you.
But you can open it after the
No
show.
way, man. Let's open it now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cap,
for you.
he wants to open it right
Yeah,
now.
come
Go
on.
ahead.
It's
Let's open it
exactly
up.
the same for you.
Okay.
Gracias.
Wow. Oh,
The
this
guys
is
back
so
there
cool, man.
that do
Yeah,
the hard
Laura and I
work.
got some too. Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
dude, this
Yeah,
is like a
thank you.
this is great.
full-on
Yeah.
LAFC like starter kit for every fan. So you got the ball cap.
And playoff.
Yeah, it's a playoff shirt.
You got
Motif.
the water bottle.
Yeah, the hat is awesome. It's really nice.
Okay, listen, I'm going to be a real nerd here, and I'm going
There's
to tell you.
cookies in here too.
Yep.
If you're hungry.
But I love the pen, and here's why. I love a stylus
Hey, Cappy.
on a pen. Yes, sir.
And
You got a friend
we
here to
couldn't
see you.
fit
Oh, my.
it in the box, but here is our friend.
There's the Falcon.
Wow.
The Falconer.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yes, it is.
That is amazing. Look at let me take a look at this guy.
Now,
Yeah.
Cappy, you know the last
Her.
time he was here in
She is
studio,
a
he
red-naped
pooped.
Shaheen Falcon.
Wait, say it one more time.
She is a red-naped Shaheen Falcon, the coolest pregame ritual on planet Earth.
Yeah.
I'm very biased.
I know.
Have you seen it?
I have. I've seen it. I've been to a few matches in my day, and I actually told Mario I'd love to be the Falconer at some time. Unfortunately, my schedule with the NBA and football has been tough to get there. But one day I will want to do it. Trust me, I will
The
want to be there
helmet
standing next to you.
Is so cool.
Yeah.
On the Falcon.
It's called a hood.
Yeah.
It's called a hood, and it's like this magic off switch to the brain. I mean, obviously, if she could deal with a 3252,
Yeah.
you know,
She could
this
deal
is
with
nothing.
anything, yeah.
But a new place, a lot of people in clothes.
Yeah.
Wanted to put it on and like just turn her little brain off.
Right.
She is truly a bird brain.
Right.
One of their eyeballs is truly bigger and heavier than their entire brain.
Wow.
So when you take out the visual input, that brain just doesn't have a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
They're like guys.
Yeah.
Everything's through their eyes.
Right.
You know? There's not a lot of thought going on. Maybe a little bit more.
I can tell Cap wants to hold it.
I do want to
I
hold
can
it.
tell you want to hold
I want to hold that bird.
Do you suggest that that's
Are
that's
people
safe
allowed
for
to
him
hold
to
the
do
bird
it?
or no? People not allowed to hold it.
Honorary Falconers all the time.
Right.
Like he wants to.
I know. I would
Yeah.
love to, but here in the studio, can I hold this bird?
Yes, you can.
Really? Do I need a glove? Any
Like
sort of
me?
do I need anything to protect my hand?
Oh,
Okay.
Is your,
Look at that. He's giving you his glove.
Thank you.
Right.
all right.
Okay.
So make fist.
Okay.
Now we know what happened last time the Falcon was
Yeah,
here,
the
right?
Falcon
Do what?
pooped the last time it was here. Yes.
Okay.
There's the Falcon going onto Cappy's hand
Okay.
on the glove.
Hello, birdie.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Falconer.
Yeah. No, he's a Falcon. You're the Falconer
What do you-
now.
wh-
Yeah.
You know what she's
He's a little nervous.
Yeah.
attacking when she dives down.
Oh,
Have you
really?
Seen that?
No, I didn't know that was what was happening when she dives down.
Oh yeah.
When we literally
Here, take the mic.
for our pregame ritual,
Yeah.
we hunt the opponent's.
Oh,
crest.
the LA Galaxy shield.
So
yes.
at every home match,
Yeah.
we have the opponent's
Yeah.
crest on the lure.
Right.
So when you see her diving down at 70, 80, 90
Yeah.
miles an hour,
Uh-huh.
she's not playing. She wants to hunt, catch, kill, and eat this thing.
Okay.
So we take that helmet off right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's over.
It's
It's
over.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, this is her quarry.
Yeah.
Since she was a baby, we got her when she was about 12 days old.
Right.
I put food on it, mostly the Galaxy lure.
Yeah.
You know, we have lots of others, but we use the Galaxy more.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, it's it's a
How-
proper derby. It's
Exactly.
supposed to do.
How big was
It's
she
what
at
we do.
12 days old?
That big.
Okay.
Actually, if you check out
So like your hand, choosing your hand,
if
basically.
you check out my Instagram,
Yeah.
LAFC Falconer.
Okay.
We got baby pictures.
Okay.
A lot of cool demos of the lure being attacked.
Can you pet her? Can you touch her?
Not a good idea.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
They're not tactile by nature.
Yeah.
She's a very sweet, kind bird.
Yeah.
But she is what she is.
Yeah,
She's
I noticed you moved your hand back very quickly when he said not a good idea.
I thought this bird was going to bite me.
Oh, you don't
Or
worry
worse.
about the beak.
Yeah.
See these long talons?
Yeah.
That's
Claw you.
what you worry about.
Yeah.
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 See, we gave him a glove. I like him.
All right. There you go. Well, thank you guys so much. This was an awesome experience for you guys to come by. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for bringing the Falcon. Ilia, best of luck to you this week.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's go 3 more, okay?
Starting on Thursday, but yeah, 3 more to go.
Excellent stuff.
Thursday on the ESPNLA app.
Yes.
LAFC, LA Galaxy.
6:30
Yes,
begins
sir.
our pregame coverage with our buddy Mark Organdino.
Mark
right?
Organdino
Yeah.
and Dave Denholm on
And
play-by-play.
Dave Denholm on play-by-play. So,
Easy, bird. Easy.
yeah. There you go. He's taking it without a glove because, you know,
Well,
he knows what he's doing.
Galaxy
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
attacks evil people.
Yeah.
Falconer's a real dude.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you guys again so much. We'll take a quick break. Big deal or no deal coming up next.
Morning show is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
They've got undefeated.
Undefeated. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm still delirious.
Get your morning started tomorrow with Key alongside J. Will and Max.
KJM on 710.
Hey, Los Angeles, how is your gambling going? This is the Fat Jack, and we are absolutely dialed in. $100 players up over $3,000 so far this season. Basketball starts this month, and we are falling into profit. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, start winning money betting.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Deal. Take it away, Sedano.
Thanks again to Ilia Sanchez and the LAFC and the whole crew come by. The Falconer was here.
He's so cool in like European and Spanish. You know, he's wearing these cool jeans that I could never rock, but they look great on him.
Yeah, of course, because he's in shape and he's young.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm old and out of shape.
Correct.
The exact opposite of him.
Yes. But that was cool. Were
Holding
you
on-
afraid the bird was going to, like, claw you to death?
I was trying to like make nice to the bird.
Yeah.
And then I was worried that the bird was going to like bite me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's the claws you had to wear, the talons.
Yeah. I was more focused in on the beak.
Yeah.
You know?
But he's got the helmet on. Or she, sorry. She.
Yeah. And then I was like, I wanted to pet her like,
No,
hey, birdie.
no, you put your hand out. That was a terrible idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Really bad idea.
Yeah. Thankfully, nothing happened. Although they do have insurance.
We'll tell you guys, if you're watching on YouTube,
you saw it all.
I'm going to show you though this wonderful box that they brought in.
Yeah,
like
it's
if you're
cool.
if you're an LAFC fan, like this is everything you got to have.
Yeah.
The T-shirt, the hat, the hydro flask, the pen with the stylus. If you put a stylus on a pen, you got class, pal. Okay.
Yeah.
Patches, stuff, notebook. Really cool.
Somebody on the Big he says, careful with the Falcons. They like to eat rats.
Oh, sick burn, Cappy.
I'm surprised Morales didn't text that while we were doing the segment.
That requires wittiness.
Funny.
Yes.
That's funny. I'm trying to, like, Laura's out there getting a picture with the bird. I was like, I want a picture with the bird.
Well, you can go.
I'm going to.
Just lob the first question, and then we'll ping pong. Go.
Okay. So Tom Brady has been slammed on social media after a video of him yelling at his teammates went viral. The quarterback who missed the team walkthrough on Saturday to attend Robert Kraft's wedding was seen berating his offensive linemen during their loss to the Steelers. Brady was heard saying, "You're so much better than the way you're bleeping playing. Get your bleeping bleep together." So is Tom Brady going off on his teammates after he missed his practice on Saturday for a wedding a big deal or no deal? Cappy?
No deal for me. Now, you guys know I'm a Tom Brady defender.
Yes. So not a shock.
But Tom Brady is telling his guys, you're so much better than this. And from him, as they're sitting there taking this harangue, hello? Anybody? Good word, thank you.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you. They're on the receiving end of it going, that's freaking Tom Brady telling me that I'm so much better than playing. I need to up my game.
See, I would take the flip side of that. You can't, and I understand, and look, everyone has personal time they need to take. He's clearly going through a personal situation, which we don't need to elaborate on anymore. But it's tough to be the guy yelling and screaming and asking more of others when they're like, yo, bro, you were out of here on Saturday for a wedding. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be yelling at us. You haven't played all that well either, to be honest with you, because he has had his worst season of his career, and it's not just the offensive line.
You're also the same guy that missed a week and change of training camp.
Right.
Because you had to go on a family vacation.
Right.
You're also the guy.
Well, we don't know if it was a family vacation.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
You're also the guy that, has brought all this tabloid life to our team. And, yeah, we're out here kind of trying to win, and you're up at Robert Kraft's wedding. I understand that perspective 1,000%. But if LeBron James did the same thing, we'd all be understanding about it. Hey, he's LeBron. He got to go to Robert Kraft's wedding. Hey, he needed a night off, so he didn't make it to practice. Big deal.
But you can understand why people would be annoyed by that.
100%.
You being the guy to yell when, you weren't around earlier this week.
100%. So, by the way, I'm trying to figure out what Robert Kraft is doing. It's like, I don't know.
Why is he getting married again?
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
He wants to get married again.
I'm having a hard time with this whole, second marriage thing. And
how does Rachel feel about that?
She's kind of the same way. She's
good.
She doesn't have any desire to, hustle up to get married.
So, many, many years ago, I had a friend. I dated her in, college.
Oh, like friend or friend?
No, she was my girlfriend in college.
Oh, okay.
And her aunt wasn't married, but they were common law married. Her and her husband or her boyfriend or whatever. She wasn't married, but they were common law married, basically, because they had lived together for over a decade.
That's dope.
Because they just didn't believe in the marriage part of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the day, the state or the government looks at you as married. But so if you and Rachel, as long as you keep separate domiciles, you're good. You're not even common law married.
Yep. Nice word, domicile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I had to get you with, since you used harangue earlier.
I know. We're going to have a word off today.
Yeah.
Word off.
You guys are I can do it.
Oh, go ahead, Laura.
All right. So Lindsay's going to go take a picture with the Falcon.
Yeah.
So
did the Falcon not poop on you?
No, but we wanted it to poop on Cappy.
People in the community were hoping they would poop on you and YouTube would have caught it.
I know. It would have been great. I know. But you know what they say? Being
pooped on is good luck.
It's supposed to be very good luck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's ever actually really materialized for someone that way.
A couple years ago, my parents came out to visit me, and we were going to go on a whale watching tour.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, my mother goes, "Ugh!" We all turn around, and some seagull
just pooped on it.
Had just
unloaded.
Erupted.
This seagull had just terrible diarrhea apparently that day. On my mom's forehead, down her nose, lips, face, shirt. And all of us stood there hysterical laughing, like crying, falling to the ground laughing, rather than being like, "Oh, Mom, oh, my God, let me get some paper towels. Are you okay?" It's good luck.
Yeah. Did she get good luck?
Well, look, if the bird wants to poop on me, I just played the Powerball today since it's like 480 million.
When is it?
Seriously.
Today.
Tonight's the drawing?
Yeah, but I think you're not going to be able to make it.
Yeah, you're not going to make it.
It's 7 o'clock cutoff.
Damn.
But if the bird wants to poop on me...
I'll tell you this, if I win the 480 million...
Go for it.
You may not hear from me anymore.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I do. I understand.
It may just be Cappy and the girls.
Right.
Cappy would love that.
Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah.
Yeah. I'll just come on like as an occasional guest.
All right.
Yeah.
When the circle asks for you.
Yeah. Just be like, I'm often like living in Tahiti somewhere.
I just walk in and I see the delay ramp up is going. What happened? What did you say, Cap?
No, it was me.
It was.
Oh, okay.
It was actually me. I almost cursed.
She almost cursed. She was so close.
But I just dumped it just
in case.
Yeah.
She didn't need to.
Update. No pooping. Bird,
Okay.
The bird was very relaxed when I was holding her. So
I was not relaxed. If y'all see my video, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm gonna post mine after the show. It's funny.
All right. One third question, Linz.
All right, so UFC fighters are no longer allowed to bet on UFC fights.
By the way, real quick, huge pay-per-view coming up with Oliveira and Makhachev. Like, you have to watch that fight.
When is that? This Saturday?
This weekend.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good
Huge fight.
It's in Abu Dhabi, isn't it?
Yeah, huge fight.
All right, so as I was saying, the promotion announced to its athletes in a Monday memo that they're no longer able to bet on the UFC fights. So acting on what it said was, quote, clear direction from sports betting regulators, the UFC has amended its code of conduct to prohibit wagering on all octagon fights. The new rules also bar members of fighters' teams and, quote, certain others from betting, which I guess it's on a case-by-case basis. Like family members can't even bet on the fights anymore.
How would they even know?
They wouldn't, but I guess they are threatening legal action and fines and prosecution if they find out that any of that nonsense is going on. So several UFC fighters have publicly disclosed in the past that they've placed bets on octagon fights and won, and UFC middleweight Derek Brunson is among those to post his betting slips, betting on himself, other members of his camp, etc. So is this a big deal or no deal? Cappy, you go first.
I'm going to say it's a big deal in that I don't understand why they are taking this away from them. Now, if I'm a fighter and I bet on my opponent, okay, I understand. We have a problem with that. But if I'm a fighter and I bet on myself, or if I'm a fighter and I bet on other guys in my gym because I've been training with them and I've been seeing them work and I feel really confident about it, what is the harm in that?
I think it's just more of like a slippery slope. I think they think, you're right, but I think that's the way they view it. That's just my guess on the whole situation. I don't have any actual info on that.
But I realize in boxing there's not a league like there's the UFC.
Right.
Which
There's
is
not one controlling body.
Right. In boxing, if Canelo wants to bet on himself,
I mean, he can.
He can.
I'm sure Mayweather used to do it all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, though, that they can do that.
I mean, you can bet on yourself if you want.
I know. I just think it's crazy that you
Well,
can.
let me ask you guys this question. If I told you that a player in the NFL wanted to bet on his team, would that be a problem?
Well, didn't they just suspend the kid from the Falcons?
Yeah. Someone got suspended for
betting
on, but he said it wasn't on his own game, though. It was on another team.
Right. So
I know, but isn't it amazing that now all these companies are the official betting partner of the NFL,
correct.
the official betting partner of the NBA.
And they suspended Calvin Ridley, the kid from the Falcons.
And they have these
he lost a year's salary, dude.
sports books in ballparks.
Yeah.
And the players, I'm not saying that it's savory.
Yeah.
Or that it does feel dirty.
Mm-hmm.
But if everybody's going to be able to gamble, as long as you're betting on yourself.
Right, but I guess that's just like part of the deal. Like, the NFL is a private entity, and those are their rules. And the UFC is a private entity, and those are their rules. It's no different than you work here. There are rules in place that they don't have other places.
Like what?
I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I know there are rules at this place.
Okay, I just want to make sure I know what they are.
I mean, you break all of them all
I
the
would
time
think
anyway.
so.
Yeah.
Well, I guess UFC, they even said in the memo, you're still allowed to sign you're still allowed to sign deals with partners. You're still allowed to have sports betting, whatever it is, DraftKings, whatever it is, partners. But you're not allowed to bet. But I guess my question is, what if you bet against? Maybe they're worried about betting against yourself and then throwing the fight, right?
Well,
of course.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I guess I could see it now with sports betting being legalized all over the place. I feel like that makes sense.
All right. That is Big Deal or No Deal each and every day at 6:30. We have a person named Kitty Cat, I believe, here, who has been on hold for the entire show, basically.
You're kidding me.
So let's talk. Kitty Cat, if you're there, we're gonna take one last break, and we will, because you have stayed on hold so long, we will talk to you. Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. I mean, we just don't take a lot of calls. I know today we talked about taking calls, and then it just, you and I talk a lot, then the girls jump in, and then we just kind of forget. No offense. Why with a fake laugh?
Well, no, I hear what you're saying.
You went, ha.
Yeah, I did. I
That
hear
was
what you're
very
saying.
Marge Simpson. That's why people say in the community, you sound like Marge Simpson.
Oh, it was that? I thought it was
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But
Yeah.
she does that too, though. Maybe the sisters is the one that laughed. Marge's sisters
Yeah, I
laughed
think
like
you're
that.
right. By the way, they freaking
They're very-
postponed the game.
Very breathy.
I know.
Postpone the game
Game
till when?
5?
Yeah.
Till
Now I
when?
gotta be nervous for a whole nother day till tomorrow.
See, that's what a real fan gets, nervous.
Nervous. I've
Yeah.
been
Yeah, I
nervous
don't
all
care.
day.
But you took the luxuries
Mm-hmm.
The luxuries?
of sitting behind home plate.
Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't you?
I mean, not if I didn't want to cause a ruckus.
Well, I did want to cause a ruckus.
Okay, well, then that's the conversation
Yeah,
we'll have.
that's what I did want to cause.
You and I will have on the other side. We'll get to the bottom of it finally in the last segment, and we'll talk to Kitty Cat, whoever she is. Next.
Your chance to make a super prediction, and you can win $1 million.
It is $1 Million Monday, your chance at $1 million. All you got to do is give us your Super Bowl prediction, who will play in the big game, both teams, and the final score. Your chance at $1 million. Caller number 7 right now.
877-710. 710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Kap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710.
It's a $1 Million Monday on 710 ESPN. All football season, your chance at $1 million each Monday. We got caller number 7, yo. Let's find out who's on the line right now.
All right, $1 Million Monday, 710 ESPN's the only station giving you a chance to win $1 million. All right, George, here we go.
Yeah, we got our guy. Right, here he is.
Yep.
Jeff Rubio from Lakewood. Congratulations, my man. You win Rams-Niners tickets, and you got your shot at $1 million. What's up?
Thank you, guys. How you guys doing?
We're good, brother. So here's the deal. If you want to win the $1 million, the It's a very simple task, but hard to nail, okay? So you got to pick the 2 Super Bowl teams, and you got to pick the score for each team. And if you get all that right, sounds easy, but it's a lot harder than you think. You get all that right, you're going to win $1 million. So who are the 2 teams in the Super Bowl, and what will the score be?
I'm going to say the 49ers 24, Bills 17.
Okay, look at that. Niners. That's actually a good one, I think. All right, man. Well, best of luck to you. Congratulations. Enjoy the game between the Rams and the Niners as well, man. All right?
Thank you, guys. You guys are the best.
Thank you, brother. We're going to put you on hold.
Listen every Monday for $1 Million Monday this football season on LA's Mega $1 Million sports station.
Everybody's got a prize.
710 ESPN.
Oh, there we go.
Dude, at least somebody finally picked somebody other than the Rams. You know, like, who are you going to pick? I got the Rams and the Chiefs. And it's like, bro, like, today, as you get a chance to get in on this contest, today's not the day to pick the Rams. I don't even think it's a great day to pick the 49ers, obviously, after them getting beat yesterday by Atlanta.
I still think the Niners have a decent chance, though.
I would take the Niners right now over the Rams.
Yes.
But, man.
I feel like the Bills are winning the Super Bowl this year. It's destiny.
Yeah, I would pick the Bills to win, too.
That's what we thought about the Dodgers, World Series.
I don't know. I don't know
Wow.
about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
They broke my heart.
Yeah, they did break your heart.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
It's okay. You can root for the Gardos now.
Or the
Janice
Padres.
will kill me.
Root for the
Hell
Padres.
no, I know
Why
doodle
not?
colors. No.
Why not root for the Padres?
No.
No, you can't root for a division rival.
Why not? If the Dodgers would have beaten the Padres, I would have been rooting for the Dodgers.
Yeah, but you don't got you don't got a team. You don't got no
You know what's going to happen, Cappy?
Tell me.
Is the Gardos and the Padres are going to face off in the World Series, and I'm going to have the whole circle of trust behind me rooting for the Gardos to beat down
They
the
are.
Padres.
That probably will be true.
If
I
they
hope
get
so.
past, they got the Yankees, and then who at the Astros, right? The
Yep.
Astros have already advanced.
I'm way more worried about the Astros than I was about the Yankees. I know they could get the Yankees.
Wow, I know they can get the Yankees.
I've said that from the beginning.
Even though the Gardos / Indians have not advanced
Yet.
past in a winner take all game since in like 20 something years. Or
Well,
something.
it's Tito is 1-7, 1 for 7 of those games of those potential elimination situations.
Okay.
Somebody that we know just texted me very ugly emojis because of her comment.
Whose comment?
Well, I mean, if they beat them,
They're a
then,
Yankee
then,
fan.
then
you know,
if the
you guys
Yankees
can-
aren't in
Janice,
it anymore,
yeah.
the Yankees aren't in it
I was
anymore.
like, you guys could put the name out there.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Janice knows. We know Janice was a big Yankee fan. So anyway, all right, let's talk to Kitty Cat. She's been on hold forever. Hi, Kitty Cat.
Kitty Cat's not a she. Kitty Cat's
Oh, it's a he.
What's up, Cat?
All right. Hello, Kitty
Yeah,
Cat.
welcome. Thanks. I've had relationships that haven't lasted this long, but Georgie, I got a couple bones to pick with you, bro.
Pick some bones.
All right, you're from New York, correct? Born and raised in New York, graduate
No,
of Florida.
not raised, actually. Born.
Okay, you're born in New York. You're a Yankee fan or a Met fan?
I grew up a Yankees fan because my dad was a Yankees fan, but I honestly haven't really paid much attention to the Yankees in I don't know, since A-Rod left. Like, that was the last time
All right, so
when I was there in New York.
My point would be is that you're not a Yankee or a Met fan, but you were born in New York.
Yeah, no, I grew up a Yankee fan, and I've not been a Yankee fan because I don't have a lot of time to watch baseball, but I do now. I have the only time I watch baseball, to be honest with you, is I watch the Dodgers because they're on here when I live
So
here.
the question would be: are you a Yankee or a Met fan, or neither?
Well, you mean today, like in 2022?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, right now.
neither. I mean, neither. I don't have
Let's
a horse in the race.
Let's move to the next question.
Okay.
You made one of the most asinine statements on your radio show today, saying that the reason the Dodgers lost was because of the goose.
No, I didn't say that.
I think Mason said that.
Yeah, that was Mason.
Yeah, that was Steve Mason.
Okay, well, Mason, maybe it was in the crossover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
So I'm less asinine, is what you're
No,
saying.
Mason is now more asinine.
Well, that would
Mason should know.
by proxy.
Mason
that would make,
should know better.
By proxy, that would make me less asinine.
Right, I would think so.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So let me ask you this: What, in your opinion, what was the major reason why the Dodgers lost to the Padres?
They went 5 for 34 with runners in scoring position, including an 0 for 20 drought.
Okay. Earlier in the season, the Padres lost to Tatis due to the 80-game suspension, and the air went out of the balloon. The Padres made the trade. The Dodgers were beating everybody. They scored a record of 334 runs more than their opponent compared to 64 for the Padres. That series with the Goose did change that whole series. That happened to be Rich Gossage, former Padre Hall of Famer, that appeared on that field. And the Goose was a symbol of a series that translated into San Diego.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are there still bones to pick with me? Because I'm wondering where those bones went.
Well, I think that you're really calling out the wrong people, and
but who am I calling out then?
I think that you put a lot of emphasis on Roberts. You made
I did not. No, I actually did not. I said if there was one, the words that came out of my mouth, I mean, you were on hold, I thought you would have heard, was that I would not place the sole blame on Dave Roberts. I think that's lazy.
Okay, and you also added that the voice in the clubhouse might be to deaf ears, and you're entirely wrong, and I'll tell you why.
No, I didn't say that either. I actually said that stuff is overblown. Who are you listening to? Sorry, Kitty Cat. You're getting one more strike and you're out here, bro. You've gotten 3 strikes. I may give you a 4th because you're literally listening to the wrong person. I have not said any of those things you said.
Well, you might want to replay your show.
I know what I said. I also have a partner in here who's laughing at you because he knows I said the complete opposite of what you're saying.
I said all that stuff.
Oh, it's the wrong guy you've got there, Kitty Cat.
Wrong guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, George. You got the wrong guy. But you did say that the voice in the clubhouse doesn't matter in Major League Baseball.
I did not say that. I said it's overblown.
Overblown, and you're entirely wrong for that statement.
Yeah, you're way wrong.
Because it's not entirely, and I could back it up.
Tell him, Kitty Cat.
Go ahead, tell me.
Tell him.
Who was the Padre manager before Bob Melvin?
I don't know who.
Okay, you don't know. Jace Tingler was the manager.
Okay, familiar with his work?
Vaguely.
The difference of Bob Melvin in that locker room compared to Jace Tingler.
It's called a clubhouse in baseball, Kitty Cat.
What's that?
It's called a clubhouse in baseball, not a locker room.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, you're picking bones with me. I'm going to pick some bones. I'm picking bones right back at you.
But you're not even a baseball fan. You don't have a team.
Well, no, it's not. I like baseball. I watch baseball all the time. I just told you I watch the Dodgers about 120 games a season, and I watch the playoffs pretty regularly. So, but what
so you crucified Scott Kaplan for not being a San Diego fan, but it's okay for you not to be a fan and criticize everybody else.
As a matter of fact, I mean, no, that actually didn't transpire that way. But what I would say to you is I've actually said I've been rooting for the Dodgers the entire time because I have not really seen the Yankees since I left the Northeast when I was there working at ESPN in like 2016. And I've watched the Dodgers every day since. So I've kind of de facto they've kind of become my team because of that.
Okay, let me tell you something. The Dodgers and the Padres brought baseball together in Southern California unlike any other year. This series was a tremendous series. I was there both nights. The Dodger fans were well represented, and 98% of that crowd was San Diego Padres by design. They shut out all of outside zip codes, as you know.
Right.
Let me share another important.
Well, I only have 30 seconds.
Not even.
I mean,
20
we have 20.
seconds.
We got to go. So go ahead.
The 6 people that are off the circle of trust, they should get back on Scott Kaplan's bandwagon.
Wow.
That's all it is. Is that guy like your brother or something?
Yeah, it's my brother. That is my brother. It's my dad.
Yeah.
It's my dad. It's my son.
I mean,
calling in.
No, he's too old. Sounds
my
like your son.
That's right.
Not trying to be an
my
ageist,
dad.
But
it's my dad, my brother, and my son. It's my best friend.
That was like 6 minutes. I'll never get back.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
Your boy.
It's my boy.
I mean, he's literally pegging stuff on me that I didn't even say.
You said all that stuff. Face up to it. Come on, George.
Bye, Kaplan. Bye, Lindsay and Laura. Lakers Talk with Slee is next.